playing against major competition. Cats got on track last week. The offense and the defense gelled. You want to see these kids continue with the momentum and
I
continue to
just fixed
play
it.
Wildcat football.
The Bethune-Cookman Wildcats ended their 2025 non-conference schedule at 1-3 after a convincing 25-9 win over Division II Edward Waters last week in the home opener at Daytona Stadium. Facing former head coach Brian Jenkins and a Tigers team on the rise, the Cats came in and left no doubt. After a slow first half saw BCU head into the halftime break with a 14-6 lead, courtesy of a leaping TD grab by Malik Huggins and an Ali Scott Jr. catch and run out of the backfield. Then BCU exploded out of the blocks in the second half. It started with the first college touchdown for freshman running back Kamani Robinson, a 75-yard scamper after he broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage. The highlights continued as Malik Huggins would pick up his second touchdown of the afternoon on a seemingly innocuous 5-yard out route where the redshirt senior turned on the afterburners to outrun the entire Edward Waters defense. The Wildcats closed the third quarter barrage with some standout defense as Edward Waters quarterback Noah Bottom was picked off by Naimm Lacer on the near sideline with open room to take it back for 6. Overall, the BCU secondary, which doesn't have an interception coming into the game, grabbed 4 on the afternoon to move to the top of the SWAC and 14th in the FCS in that category. I asked Bethune-Cookman head coach Raymond Woody Jr. about his thoughts on the win and kicking off SWAC play against Alabama A&M. I'm here with Coach Woody before the Wildcats open SWAC play here with Alabama A&M. Coach, let's talk about the game against Edward Waters. There was a lot of hype coming into the game for both sides, but you kind of shut it down, especially in the second half. Very comfortable victory for you guys, and it felt good covering a game like that where you just kind of felt like you guys were in control.
Yes, well, the game is played on the field. Like I tell the guys, all you got to do is be intent on the technique, fundamentals, attention to detail, and obviously the outcome will be positive.
Obviously, you got to take level of competition into account, but how good was it to see, the defense give up 9 points, take 4 interceptions, and have a very good day?
Well, it's great. I mean, anytime you play an opponent, I don't care who it is, if you execute like that, then you obviously take momentum into the next game, but they did improve.
Now the record's reset. You get into conference play, and you start with Alabama A&M, who, the way they've played so far, probably consider themselves favorites for the East right now. What have you looked at on film this week? Obviously, great quarterback, a solid defensive front as well.
Yeah, they got a great football team. I mean, honestly, they big, fast, physical, and aggressive, and we got to be on our A game.
Has Cam Ransom, with his performances the last couple of weeks, solidified the QB1 spot coming into the week, or is there still room for others to come in and fight for it?
Well, those guys are still fighting each day. They're getting graded, but, Cam right now, he's in that spot, and he knows that he has someone that's competing with him every day, so iron sharpens iron.
Appreciate your time, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thank you. Thank you. Always.
After being held to just 12 total points in their first 2 games of the season against FIU and Miami, the BCU offense has seemingly come into their own in the last 2 weeks, putting up 76 points in 2 games. The offensive resurgence has been led by quarterback Cam Ransom, who, despite starting the year as second choice behind Timmy McClain, played the entire second half against South Carolina State and all but 2 snaps against Edward Waters. Ransom has thrown for 564 yards and 7 touchdowns in just 6 quarters while only being picked off twice. Cam has also run for 130 yards and 2 rushing scores after getting his first college touchdown on a 75-yard run last week. Freshman Kamani Robinson leads the running back corps with 206 yards on just under 8 yards per carry. Redshirt senior Marquy Johnson is right behind him with 147 yards, and he is my offensive interview this week. I'm now joined by Marquy Johnson as the Wildcats set to open SWAC play against Alabama A&M here at home. Marquy, let's go back to last week against Edward Waters, your first time at Daytona Stadium in front of the home fans, finally got a win. What was that whole experience like for you?
It was cool, man. It was my first HBCU game, so being able to experience that, man, it was cool to be able to go out, show out in front of my people, man. So it was a cool experience for sure.
How has it been working with Coach Woody and the rest of this coaching staff through the summer and now through the start of the season?
It's been good. I appreciate the trust that they have in me and my ability to come out here and lead some guys, man, and just do what they expect me to do, run with speed, and make plays.
You were an all-conference returner at Montana State before you came down here. What separates a good returner from just an average returner?
I would say being able to finish, being able to read blocks as well. Some guys kind of stop their feet and get nervous when they got to run through the smoke. I think the best thing for me is being able to make guys miss in open field and just finish plays, man.
You've been all over the country in this college football journey of yours, from California to Montana and now all the way down here to Florida. I bet the first thing you're going to say you like about Florida better than Montana is the weather.
Most definitely. No, man, I know one day it was like negative 35, man, so I wasn't feeling that at all. So it's definitely cool to be around some palm trees and some good weather for sure.
But what is one thing that you can take away from what college football has given to you?
I would say discipline, being able to set times to get the plays on time. Excuse me, I'm trying to think about what I was trying to say. Yeah, I say discipline though, man. Being accountable, being a grown man. You're not a little boy no more. Your parents not gonna hold your hand. You got to do things on time. Whatever the coaches tell you to do, you got to do it straight up. So
I appreciate your time. Good luck this week.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Other than Marquy Johnson, Ali Scott Jr. also has 96 yards in the rushing game. Both of them average around 4 yards per attempt. In the receiving game, Malik Huggins has emerged like a phoenix from the ashes after a rough first few weeks with 356 yards and 4 touchdowns, averaging almost 20 yards a catch. Javon Ross and Ricky Shaw are the other two BCU receivers over 100 yards on the season with 155 and 102 respectively. Outside Huggins, Lorenzo Jenkins, Miles Morales, and Ali Scott have caught touchdown passes, and that is the update on the BCU offense. Defensively, the defense shined in the home opener last week with 4 interceptions being the highlight. Outside of Naimm Lacer's pick 6, Johnny Harris had a leaping takeaway in the first quarter, and Matthew McKenzie and Gabe White sealed the deal in the second half. Outside the picks, the Cats limited Edward Waters to under 300 total yards and just 74 on the ground. Remember, we were coming into the game giving up over 500 yards per game and over 200 rushing. For individual performers this season, Antoine Watts continues to lead in tackles with 25, followed by Naimm Lacer and Steven Spiro with 20 each. Cornelius Bass has been the main disruptor on the defensive line, grabbing 3.5 tackles for loss and 1 sack. The sack numbers are evenly split across the team, with 8 players each having 1. Jeremy Greaves has been credited with 4 QB hurries to lead the squad, and Gabe White has been a ball hawk in the secondary, breaking up 5 passes. As for who I picked for the interview this week, well, it couldn't be anyone other than Naimm Lacer to talk about his pick 6 in the home opener. I'm now joined by Naimm Lacer before the Wildcats open SWAC play with Alabama A&M. Naimm, let's talk about last week against Edward Waters. I mean, obviously, the highlight for you was the pick 6. Walk me through that play. What did you see? How did you feel at the end?
I was just doing my job, and when you do your job, good things happen, as Coach Woody says. So I was just playing the flats. I seen the ball come, went and tapped the ball, seen my linebackers in front of me, Malik Stinnett and my Travius Lloyd. And shout out to Bass for making the quarterback roll out and throw under pressure. So, yeah.
It must have been good for you, not just to get your own pick, but to see the defense get 4 overall after not getting any in the first week of the season.
Yeah, that feels really good because we had a couple missed opportunities the games before.
Coming up against Alabama A&M, good, dynamic, mobile quarterback, throws the ball all over the field. What have you seen on film this week?
A lot of throwing, he uses his legs a lot. He's a very good athlete. I'm praying for him.
When you're matched up one-on-one with a receiver, what goes through your head pre-snap?
I gotta just trust in me and trust in my technique, and believe that I'm well prepared for any moment.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
After going 6-6 and firing former head coach Connell Maynor after the 2024 season, the 2020 HBCU football national title win is getting smaller in the rearview mirror for fans of Alabama A&M football. Then former Alabama and NFL player Sam Shade stepped into the spotlight in Huntsville and has Bulldog Nation dreaming again just 4 games in. Let's find out how our SWAC opening edition of the Opponent Report. Fresh off a coaching change in the offseason, new head man Sam Shade joins the Bulldogs out of the SIAC's Miles College. He's engineered a hairpin turnaround for the Bulldogs in the early goings. The Bulldogs sit atop the SWAC East at 3-1 through non-conference play, with their only loss a 52-7 game at Arkansas in the season opener. In the 3 games since, the Bulldogs took down Alcorn State, Tennessee State, and Lane College. The Bulldog ranks in the SWAC's top 4, both offensively and defensively, averaging 30 points per game and allowing 27. The passing game has been the biggest strength for the Bulldogs under UT Martin transfer quarterback Cornelius Brown IV, although Brown is out today with an ankle injury. We could see him, but probably not. Brown ranks second in the SWAC in passing yards with 719 and 5 touchdowns. He is yet to throw an interception this year. The Bulldogs also boast one of the SWAC's best running backs in junior Maurice Edwards, who is averaging over 100 yards per game with 4 touchdowns on the ground. Defensively, AAMU leads the conference in sacks with 9 on the year, 3 by junior linebacker Wyatt White. They also have 3 picks on the year as a team. Let's bring Darryl back in as the Wildcats get set to run out of the tunnel to our right. The gold helmets, the black jerseys, the black pants, gold numbers. It's blackout day at the stadium today, Darryl, but it's real hot down there. It's going to be a conditioning test.
Absolutely, conditioning test. You know, the weatherman has been wrong most of the afternoon. There was forecasting rain, but it's beautiful right now here inside the jungle. Cats coming through the tunnel, coming through the smoke. This is going to be a dog fight and a cat fight to open up the SWAC play.
We got Bulldogs and Wildcats from Daytona Stadium to kick off SWAC play, and it's going to be a good one. I would expect a lot of points, a lot of offense. Both quarterbacks like to sling the ball around. But again, the big change when we got to the stadium today was Cornelius Brown not playing, at least not going to start, recovering from a twisted ankle he suffered against Tennessee State.
You know, those high ankle sprains, they take a while to heal, and you don't want to risk them against a Bethune-Cookman University in the first conference game. So we're going to see Eric Hatley probably starting the game. But Cornelius Brown, man, UT Martin, he's a great athlete.
The band is making their way off the field for BCU as the captains get set to do the coin toss at midfield. For the Wildcats, though, last week we kind of solved a lot of questions, right? They answered a lot of questions about how they would come out and look against inferior opposition, quote unquote. They ran the ball for a ton. They hadn't been able to do all year. Cam wasn't great, but it didn't need to be. Against a team with a big defensive front, averaging about over 300 on the defensive line, that can't be the modus operandi today.
No, it can't be, but last week we had opportunity to play football and to play Wildcat football, so we've gained some confidence on the defensive side and the offensive side. If you look at since the second half of the South Carolina State game, the offense has scored over 65 points. Seeing the defense last week play tough and seeing the cornerbacks playing man-to-man, it gave me great optimism for the afternoon.
But the cornerbacks playing man-to-man for the Wildcats means there's a lot of pressure on them, right? Because the Wildcats like to just play single high safety back there with Antoine Watts. If something goes awry in man coverage, then you're
quarterback has a lane then.
Yeah, well, and it's got to be on Johnny Harris and Gabe White, Matthew McKenzie, those guys to lock down their receivers. And this is a very good receiving core for Alabama A&M. They got a dynamite freshman out of Tuscaloosa in Jordan Chambers-Smith. Coming out of high school. No FBS offers for Chambers-Smith. He's their leading receiver with 154 yards on the season. Also names to look out for on the Alabama A&M passing attack is technically their leading receiver, who's not a receiver, he's a tight end, Trevonte Abner. 228 yards and 2 touchdowns, averaging 14 yards per reception, Abner. And I was talking to the broadcasters for Alabama A&M. He's going to line up on the line. They're not going to put him out wide. He's going to be, on the line and then go slant or out and give the quarterback a check down.
Yeah, the Wildcats won the toss and elected to defer, so Alabama A&M is going to be on offense first. We'll get a chance to see Chambers-Smith and Eric Hatley and a couple of those guys at the tight end like you talked about. It's going to be an interesting game. They play similar to South Carolina State. They can give you fits with their routes.
The other big injury note for Alabama A&M is their kicker, Victor Barbosa, the senior out of South Florida. He's out today, and so freshman David Falk, who has not attempted a college field goal, will be the kicker today for Alabama A&M.
That could loom large down later on in the ball game if it's a tight game. that could loom large with the bad weather that's coming.
So for especially, right, if you're kind of on the edge of field goal range, it would be a long one in the 40 yards, and you've got 4th and 3 or so. Maybe see Alabama A&M be a little bit more aggressive in those spots to give the Wildcats a chance to turn them over on downs.
Sam Shade is a great coach, came from Miles College. You know, he played in the NFL again with the Cincinnati Bengals and the Washington Redskins, and he has a great offensive mind. He brought some kids over from Miles, so South Carolina, Alabama A&M has retooled. We played them last year for their homecoming up in Huntsville, and they gave us a lot of fits with their receivers. Their top receivers out this afternoon, so they're nursing some injuries.
We got a battle of the bands today at the stadium as
yeah.
Alabama A&M has brought their marching band down from Huntsville. I was told by Brian, the SID for Alabama A&M, they left about 2 a.m. this morning and just drove all the way down here, got
Same
right
thing
off
we
the
do.
bus and play.
That's the same thing we do.
Well, what we did last year for Alabama A&M, but props to those kids and for sticking with it. And, of course, the marching Wildcats were on the field pregame as well.
You know, those kids wanted to watch the marching Wildcats were on national television this week on the Sherry Shepherd show. So, you know, Alabama A&M coming a little googly-eyed when they saw the Wildcats.
I got a chance to see that. That was a good showcase for the marching Wildcats.
Absolutely.
Proving that they are still basically the best export from this school. Like, everybody knows the pride. Everybody knows the marching
My
Wildcats.
Uber driver even knew about it. She was like, "Where are you going today?" I'm saying, "I'm going to the stadium." "Oh, y'all got that good band."
The Wildcats come out onto the field getting ready to kick it off. They'll kick off left to right with kicker Juan Dominguez. Back to receive for Alabama A&M. It'll be Caden Dixon and Jordan Smith-Chambers. Dixon on the near side, Chambers on the far side.
There's no wind right now, and that's what's keeping the rain away, too.
Oh, yeah, almost no wind as we are just about ready for football here at Daytona Stadium.
Going to be a good one, folks.
Oh,
Stay
yeah.
with us.
Lock in. We got potentially plenty of points on offer this afternoon. 2 explosive offenses and untested defenses. But really, Alabama and A&M coming off of a Lane College win, 49-7, which was similar to the Wildcats last week, playing a D2 opponent. But they've got a ton of momentum after beating Tennessee State 2 weeks ago in their house in Nashville.
Tennessee State's a great ball club, and they also played Arkansas. Same weekend we played Miami.
Here we go. Dominguez addresses the ball left to right, and it's game on at Daytona Stadium. Short kick taken by Dixon at the 2-yard line, brings it out right hash, and he's tripped up just shy of the 20-yard line. Terrific tackle by Jordan Johnson for BCU.
You know, the special teams look great this year. You know, Coach Stowbridge and Coach Pat Brown, they brought a new twist and a new energy into our special teams this year.
Listen, I know it's not about us, Daryl. But, man, that felt good to call after being off the air last week with technical issues. It's so good to be back calling BCU football for all of you.
Absolutely. I had some people leave the game early because we were winning, and they said, "We'll listen to the broadcast in the car." With no broadcast.
Yeah. Well, we fixed that this week. Thank you for tuning in on 1380 WELE and the CatEye Radio Network. It'll be Alabama A&M on offense. They'll start at the 20-yard line going right to left. Eric Hadley is the quarterback. He'll take the snap. He'll immediately roll to his left, time and space. Now he'll tuck it and run at the 15 and tripped up at the 19-yard line. The helmet came off of A.J. Hall, but he's going to have to go, Jeremy Greaves. He's going to have to go out for a play, but he made the tackle, 1-yard loss, second down and 11 at the 19.
Good-looking attack that time by the front four for the Cats, and he got him on a rollout and lost a couple yards on the play.
Yeah, that was a great job by Watts, too, because he shaded over the safety and prevented that deep ball on the rollout. Of course, this is Eric Hadley at quarterback, the redshirt freshman transfer from Watford out of Pleasant Grove, Alabama. He's got Isaiah Nwokwenko to his left. Fake the jet sweep, throw to the sweeper to the 20-yard line near side, and bounced out of bounds is Trevante Abner. He's the leading receiver, the tight end for Alabama A&M. Got 2 yards, so it'll be 3rd down and 8.
There's a lot of question about the defense early in the season, but we played vanilla. We played a zone defense against Miami and FIU, and people were really humming. But now we've seen these cornerbacks come up and challenge these receivers, and we're playing aggressive football.
3rd down and 8 for Alabama A&M. They're at their own 22, going right to left. Hadley with Nwokwenko to his left. Hadley takes the shotgun snap, pressure from the backside, goes across the middle, pass caught at the 30. It'll be a 1st down at the 35. Gang tackled is Miles Parker at the 36-yard line. And the Wildcats go to sleep on 3rd down. The Wildcats' 3rd down defense, it's at almost at the unbelievably poor 52% they're allowing on third downs. Quick first down snap. Hand to Noquenquo. He's going to be dragged back by Hall. Push forward for maybe 1 yard. Back to the original line of scrimmage is all he'll get. Great wrap-up by Hall.
On a third down play, there was a crossing route, and the receiver just sat down right in front of the linebackers for the first down.
2nd and 10 for Alabama State, A&M, excuse me. We got Alabama State next week. Going right to left at the 36-yard line. Hadley back to pass, goes quick over the middle to the 40, and the catch is made by Andre Craig Jr. He's tripped up for an 8-yard gain at the 43-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Just those little short routes, inside the linebackers, quarterback is finding them.
Isaiah Washburn made the stop for BCU. 3rd and 3. The handoff goes to Noquenquo. He's looking for space. He pushes the pile forward, and he's going to get the first down right at the 47-yard line.
Good-looking drive for Alabama A&M.
Second rush of the game for Alabama A&M. Redshirt senior Noquenquo getting the start over Maurice Edwards, who was questionable with some injury issues. Out of Bradley, Illinois, Noquenquo, transferred from College of DuPage, but has been at Alabama A&M now his 3rd season. Man in motion is Andre Craig Jr. left to right. He'll be the lone receiver on the left-hand side. 1st and 10 for Alabama A&M, approaching midfield. Play action. They'll throw the screen near side to Abner, wide open at the numbers 50 to the 40. Jump cut back to the middle of the field, 35. Chasing him is Lassiter, and a gang tackle by the Wildcats at their own 30-yard line, a 20-yard gain.
The tight end released right into the flats. Nobody was there. He was to the near side. The receiver ran off the cornerback. Tight end just delayed and went into the flats, wide open. We got to correct that.
Yep, that was a big gain for Alabama A&M. Now they're at the Wildcat 30-yard line and going fast. Here's the snap. Hadley steps back in the pocket. Rodder rolls to his left, and he's going to be sacked.
Graves.
3-yard sack back at the 33-yard line. Jeremy Greaves came in off the edge, and he was joined by Cornelius Bass.
Yeah, he and Bass right now, they collapsed the pocket, forced the quarterback to step up, and they grabbed him for the loss.
Second negative play forced by BCU, and they'll do this a lot. They're going to switch 4 in, 4 out on the offensive line as we see Dyra Melendez, LaRon Lurie, Timothy Gully come in, and as well as Isaiah Washburn at that jack linebacker position, who oftentimes plays up in the box as a 4th down lineman.
You got to keep him behind the chains right here.
2nd down and 13 from the Wildcat 33-yard line. Alabama A&M going right to left. 10:56 and counting here on the opening drive of the game in the first quarter. Hadley throws middle, incomplete, almost intercepted. Great jump on the ball by Malik Stinnett, and it's 3rd down.
Stinnet's a small linebacker, but he plays sticky coverage. He stepped in front of the receiver and batted that ball away.
I thought he was going to pick that off, but he chose to just bat it down. Now 3rd and 13 for Alabama A&M at the Wildcat 33-yard line.
Big, huge play right here early in the first quarter.
Especially with, as we said, Victor Barbosa out. They got a true freshman in at kicker. This is one of those edge of field goal range type situations. Bunch formation left, single right, snap to Hadley. He immediately is under pressure, escapes out the back door. He's going to run for it, has a blocker in front of him at the 25, puts a head of steam down, and he's going to get close to a first down, maybe the 22-yard line. Needed the 20. It's going to be 4th and short, and it wouldn't surprise me if A&M goes for this.
They're going to go for this, man. Yeah.
2nd down and 2. 4th down and 2 for Alabama A&M. They're at the Wildcat 22-yard line going right to left. 10.5 to go first quarter.
Stop him right here to kill the momentum. Take the ball over.
And this is where that freshman kicker comes into play, because normally first drive of the game you just take the points, but they don't want to put that in the hands of a freshman kicker. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Wildcats stack the box, 5 up the middle. Both linebackers look to shoot the A-gap. It's still Noquenquo.
Watch the fade up top.
He switches from the right-hand side to the left-hand side of the quarterback. Hadley takes the snap. Flags fly everywhere. And if it's a false start, that really changes the dynamic.
Against us.
It is a false start.
Yeah, good call.
So that makes
4th and 7. 4th and 7. Here comes the field goal.
And now here comes the field goal team. So
we dodged the bullet on that one because they were stacking the right side to run that ball to the right side.
Yeah, and we were stacking a gap, right?
We were in the wrong gap.
Mm-hmm. So here is the first attempt of a college kick for David Falk, the freshman from Madison, Alabama, and Sparkman High School.
With green shoes on.
Bright green shoes on. He'll kick from the right hash. This will be a 45-yarder kicking right to left. There's absolutely no wind. Snap, hold, kick, fluttering, and good. So David Falk is 1 of 1 in his college career.
That ball was tipped.
The Wildcats stop an Alabama State drive that got all the way close to the red zone, and with 9 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the first quarter, it's Bulldogs 3, Wildcats 0. We'll take a break and be right back. You're listening to Bethune-Cookman University football on the CatEye Radio Network at 1380 WELE. Back at Daytona Stadium, it's Bethune-Cookman football against Alabama A&M. Alabama A&M takes the opening drive of the game. 11 plays, 53 yards, takes 5 minutes and 21 seconds off the clock, ending in a 45-yard field goal by David Falk, the first of his career. And you called, Daryl, that was tipped at the line of scrimmage, but still had enough leg to get in.
Yeah, you know, that ball was actually spinning sideways when it went through the uprights. But because there was no wind, now the wind is starting to pick up just a little. Because there was no wind, that ball had a chance to make it through.
So now Falk's going to get a chance to kick off.
We got a different kicker.
Oh, a different kicker.
Pink shoe kicker.
We got a kicker with bright green shoes and a kicker with bright pink shoes. So
AKA, we have some AKA kickers.
So this is Colin Littlefield who's going to kick off here for Alabama A&M. Back deep to receive. Wildcats have mixed it up a little bit. It's going to be Javon Ross standing at the 5-yard line middle. Kicking off right to left is Alabama A&M with 9:35 to go in the first quarter. The Bulldogs lead 3-0, and here's the kick. It's going to go short. It's going to go to the left-hand side of the field, bounce once, twice. It's going to be picked up by an up man at the 20-yard line, and falling forward to the 22 is Ali Scott Jr., the running back. That was a bit crazy.
Yeah, that ball had a backspin on it, and Bonbon came up the field, and the ball continued to roll away from him. Good time, good opportunity for Scott to get his hands on the football.
Here we go. Cam Ransom is going to lead the Wildcats out, and Kamani Robinson is going to be the lead back for the Cats, wearing number 29 today in the all-black uniforms with the gold helmets, gold numbers, and a twin gold stripe on the shoulders and pants. They'll start at the 21-yard line, going left to right. 5 on the defensive line for Alabama A&M. They show pressure. They'll bring it off the backside. Cam steps up, throws deep into one-on-one coverage. One open. It's Malik Huggins at the 35-yard line. He's in a foot race. Javon Ross, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Bethune-Cookman. Touchdown Maroon and Gold. It's finally happened. The first college touchdown for Javon Bun Ross from DeLand.
And he's doing his celebration with "Take the handcuffs off me, baby." Bon from DeLand, Florida. He scored 21 touchdowns his senior year. He finally scores for Wildcats.
He was our second leading receiver last year. He's our second leading receiver this year. The only thing he hasn't done is get in the end zone. And how about a 79-yarder for your first college touchdown?
Let me tell you something. This kid Cam Ransom, man. I went to Walmart the other night, and I ran into him getting some almond milk for his grill.
Extra point from Juan Dominguez is good. But 9 minutes and 20 seconds, the Wildcats strike immediately.
Unbelievable.
7-3. I was talking to the announcer, Ty Floyd, for Alabama A&M. She does a great job on the radio up in Huntsville. And she said one of the things she was worried about was our explosive play offense. One play, 79 yards, and a touchdown from ECU.
I'm glad the Wildcats had the opportunity to answer that scoring drive by Alabama A&M. There was 11 drive, 60-something yards. But to answer like that shows we're ready to play football.
The one issue, right, that I can find with it is the defense is going to be tight because they're going to go right back on the field.
Right back on the field. Yeah.
Do you love Bethune-Cookman University sports? Of course you do. Then don't miss Hail Wildcats Radio, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of all 15 Wildcat sports programs. Hosted by voice of the Wildcats, Michael Torello, and featuring the expertise of Bryce Reinowski, Brian Harvey, and Johnny Vickers. Hail Wildcats Radio delivers unparalleled coverage of your favorite teams. Tune into 1380 WELE Daytona Beach every Saturday before the football game to catch the show live or listen anytime on your favorite podcast platform. Bryce and Brian played a little prank on me on the latest episode of Hail Wildcats Radio. If you listen all the way to the end, I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
If you didn't listen to it before the broadcast, you got to go back and find it.
I'll go back and find that. But, you know, I can't remember since the Bernard Hawk days to see this many long touchdown passes early in the season. We saw 3 at South Carolina State. We saw 3 last week. And we got 1 here today, so the Cats, man. I love it.
Well, 59 yards, 48 yards against South Carolina State. We had 75 yards, 85 yards last week, and now a 79-yarder.
And what that's going to do, too, that's going to open up the running game, too, because those linebackers are going to be bailing out, and the cornerbacks are going to be turning and running. That's going to open up the running game, too. I like to see Robertson, Scott, and Amari get loose in the secondary. Cats have opportunity right here to play some tough defense and to make this a ball game.
Follow the Cats like never before and listen to every CatEye Network broadcast live for free. Just head to bcuathletics.com/radio on your computer or mobile device to hear the hometown radio call of every Wildcat game and select road games for free. Don't miss a second of the action. That's bcuathletics.com/radio. And that's been one of the best things we've done in the transition to this offseason is get that radio broadcast up and running. Because I know sometimes on the YouTube it's hard if you're on your phone, you're on the go. Ads everywhere. You can't get a consistent signal. It's bcuathletics.com/radio is where you're going to want to go. Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest BCU Nike gear at Nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. So the Wildcat offense was on the field for one play, covering 79 yards and a touchdown to Javon Ross, and immediately getting set to kick back off to Alabama A&M is Juan Dominguez. Dominguez had his perfect field goal streak ruined last week, not by any fault of his own, by a bad snap.
Yeah.
But he is still perfect on extra points on the season, 11 for 11. 7-3 Wildcats, 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Here comes the kickoff. Dominguez kicking left to right. Caden Dixon back to receive. Dixon is forced all the way to the right-hand corner. He's going to let that one bounce through the end zone for a touchback.
You want to see the Wildcats play tough defense right here to give us some field position. You know, we forced a couple of third down situations, but those little curl routes, you know, opened up an opportunity for Alabama A&M to drive the football.
Yeah, don't do that.
Nope.
Don't do that. As I said, right, I mentioned the stat, the Wildcats give up 52% on third downs to their opponents. That's second to last in the SWAC, and 119th in the country.
We got to get off the field with that.
And that's one of the reasons the Wildcats have struggled early on in the season is they haven't been able to get off the field. They got another chance here with Hadley leading the way for Alabama A&M. If you're just joining us, Cornelius Brown out, recovering from a high ankle sprain. So the redshirt freshman from Alabama, Eric Hadley, the transfer from Watford, is leading the line. Isaiah Nwokenko is still in there at running back to his left, 2 left, single right. Lots of movement up front, no flags. Hand off to Nwokenko, no gain. Now a flag comes in late after the play, tackled by LaRon Davis after a 1-yard gain.
It's going to be offsides on us.
Yeah, it looked like A.J. Hall went early there on the left-hand side of the line. Penalties, penalties, penalties.
You don't want to do that. You know, you got them backed up. You're going to be 1st and 5.
The Wildcats have been better of late on penalties, right? They're averaging 7 a game for 63 yards per game, which is 5th in the SWAC. Alabama A&M struggles with the penalties at times. They're averaging over 8 per game and 78 yards, down 9th in the SWAC. But that'll be now 1st and 5 for Alabama A&M. They're at the 30-yard line going right to left. Clap, snap. Hadley steps back to pass against the 4-man rush, goes over the middle. The curl route is caught at the 40-yard line, and dragging a defender forward up near midfield is Trevonte Abner. Big first down for the leading receiver of this Bulldogs team.
Your cornerback was right there. He just didn't bat the ball down. Looked like Rawls is in the game. 1st
and 10 at the 46. Late handoff to Nwokenko. He has got nowhere to go. Dragged back by Jeremy Greaves for just a 1-yard gain up to the 47.
You know, the run stoppers have been well the last 2 weeks. You know, we've seen teams gash us, but we're at the point of attack right now. The defensive line is playing well.
Jalen Lewis comes in to replace Lloyd at linebacker. Second down and 9 after the 1-yard run. Alabama State approaching midfield with 8:20 to go in the first quarter. Wildcats up 7-3. Hadley with Nokenko to his left, 2 receivers right, single left, the tight end. Hadley rolls right, throws the screen out of the backfield and up-ended beautifully.
You know, last week I mentioned to Coach about the tackling. You know, we didn't tackle well in our first 2 ball games, but this team now has become much more aggressive from the point of attack in the secondary and from the front line. That was a great tackle.
Naimm Lacer, beautiful tackle on the screen to the right-hand side for no gain. Third down and 9. A chance for the Wildcats to get off the field here. Miles Parker, the redshirt junior wide receiver, comes in to play the slot receiver on the near side left, ball on the right hash, so that's the near side wide of the field. All the receivers really tight to the formation, really squeezing that middle of the field. Hadley, under pressure, throws wide open near sideline, caught at the numbers by Parker, and he's out of bounds for a first down at the Wildcat 42-yard line.
That's a blown coverage right there. You got 2 guys in the slot, and then you got a guy in the slot that does a down and out at the sticks, and he's wide open.
Yeah, wide open. Wildcats sub on defensive front again. Bring back in Dairo Melendez Jr. at nose tackle. First and 10 for Alabama A&M. They're at the Wildcat 42 going right to left. 6:55 and counting in the first quarter.
Got to correct that, guys.
3 receivers in the pattern. Here's the delayed handoff up the middle to Colton Nero, and he's pushed back, gain of only 2 to the 40. Steven Sparrow and Melendez combo on that tackle. So second down and 8 for Alabama A&M at the Wildcat 40-yard line. The Wildcats have been unable to get off the field on third down. Bulldogs are 3 of 4 on third down so far in this first quarter. Man, I'd like the game to be over already, apparently. Second and 8 from the 40. 2 receivers to the wide side right, 1 to the near side left. Turning and handing the ball off to Nero. 1-yard gain up to the 39. That'll bring up third down and 6. Wildcats run defense is there right now. That's Melendez with another good stop, comboed by Isaiah Washburn.
Third down again?
Third down again.
Here we go. We don't even want to quote the stat.
Third down and 6 for Alabama A&M. They got to get to the 32-yard line of the Wildcats for a first.
Should be 4-down territory.
2 receivers each side, both in a stack pattern. Tight to the line, tight to the offensive line, ball on the near hash. Snap to Hadley. He looks, he throws short over the middle, caught at the 40-yard line. Slipping out of a tackle is Parker, and he's going to be short of the first down at the 35-yard line. So he's 3 yards short, 4th and 3, edge of field goal range, and here's where we'll probably see him go for it.
Yeah, they ran a pick route across the middle, and that guy on the pick on the out route, always open. What they call? What is the flag on the play?
I didn't see a flag, but hands to the face on the offense.
Oh wow, that's going to back them up way back.
And they called it in the backfield. It's going to back them all the way up across midfield to their own 46-yard line.
So it's going to make it 3rd and 20, almost 19 or 20. You got to stop them again right here, guys.
Officially, I'm waiting for them to put it on the board because I don't want to do that math. Officially 3rd and 22. They got to get to the Wildcat 32 for a first down. They're on their own 46 going right to left. Big chance for the Wildcats here after an Alabama A&M penalty. They're just going to run the ball up the middle, space for Nero, but he's going to get to midfield and not a whole lot more. That'll bring up 4th down and 14, and here comes the punt unit.
Cats dodge a bullet that time with the penalty. We always say that penalties continue drives, but penalties can also kill your drive, and the penalty killed that drive that time for Alabama A&M. So 4th down, and you got a guy back deep. Who's that number?
It's Malik Huggins.
Huggins back.
Yeah. Robert Cole is punting for Alabama A&M, the senior out of Coral Springs, Florida, and transfer from Troy. The punt goes to Huggins. He's going to let it bounce. It's going to take an A&M bounce at the 5. Flag flies in as the ball is down to the 16-yard line.
It's 2 flags.
Was there a fair catch
interference?
Fair catch interference?
Yeah.
Because Huggins looked like he was going to catch it, then just let it go, and there was 2 guys right around him.
2 guys bumped him. They bumped
Yep,
him. So
fair catch interference.
So the penalties for Alabama A&M is costly. That's going to move the ball almost inside the 30-yard line.
What did I say about Alabama A&M, right? Averaging over 8 penalties a game and 78 yards per game in penalty yards. And if you're not following our sideline reporter Sabrina Petit-Home on Instagram, you should be. Reporter Bree is her handle.
B-R-I-I-I.
And she did a great Keys to the Game segment today.
About the special
And
teams.
talked about, and the coaching staff talked about discipline and about playing within yourself and not getting too many penalties. And we're seeing it right here. Wildcats on the ball. They're at their own 25-yard line going left to right. This is only the second offensive snap of the game. Jenkins goes in motion left to right. They're going to hand the ball off. Robinson looking for a lane. Got caught behind his own offensive lineman and got nothing. So second down and 10. Got caught behind Tico Schultz. Schultz couldn't get out of the way.
This defensive line a little bit bigger than Edward Waters.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to block it a little different. You see them shifting before the ball is snapped. They got some big guys down front.
Nick Glory, 327. Eldridge, 245. Xavier Booker, 300 pounds. It's a big defensive front. Second down and 10 after no gain on the play. Robinson motions back alongside Cam. Here comes the blitz. Cam keeps up the middle, avoids a rush to the 30. Breaks a tackle to the 35. Still dragging defenders to the 40. And that's going to be a first down for BCU to the 46-yard line.
You're going to have to continue to do that because you got those big guys up front. And the secondary is playing deep because of the pass. Cam is like a quarterback draw. Cam picks up the first down.
He faked the handoff to Robinson, which completely sold the linebackers. There was open space for Cam to mosey on up the field. First and 10 at their own 46-yard line for the Wildcats. The tight end Morales goes in motion left to right. Fake the handoff. Cam back to pass against the four-man rush. Steps up, fires over the middle, intercepted at the 40-yard line.
He had a receiver wide open, too.
He was looking for Huggins.
He was looking for Huggins, and he threw the ball right to the linebacker, who Huggins was playing behind.
Jalen Wright picked it off for Alabama A&M, the sophomore out of Birmingham. That's his first interception on the season and the first of his college career.
Yeah, that receiver scooped in behind the linebacker and Cam threw it to the linebacker.
Cam had plenty of room to run, too, because the offensive line did a great job of protecting him. He just threw it right over the middle of the field and right into Wright's hands. And now the Wildcats will give the ball right back. So the defense for the Wildcats has been on the field basically the whole game because the Wildcats had that one-play scoring drive and now 3 plays at a turnover. And Alabama A&M's just been slowly moving the ball down the field. Wildcats still lead 7-3, 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. And Hadley and company back on the field for Alabama A&M. 4 wide, 2 by 2. Hadley back to pass. Pressured, escapes to his right, runs up the middle, and is wrapped up at the 41-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play.
Good coverage downfield. Forced him to step up in that pocket, too. You had a little pressure from the front 4, but the coverage in the secondary, that was a quarterback sack now.
Malik Stinnett made the tackle for the Wildcats. Second and 7 at the AAMU 41. Now they'll bring the tight end Abner in on the right-hand side of the line. 3 receivers, 2 right, single left. With Noquenco in the backfield, it'll be a Hadley pass. Swing it to the right-hand side. And Donovan Price, the second tight end, gets pushed out of bounds on the far sideline. 1 yard shy of the first down at the 46.
They're throwing the ball in that flat. That flat's wide open all afternoon.
3rd down and 1 for Alabama A&M. They'll go quickly. Now they'll bring the 2 receivers to the near side. Hadley hands it off. Noquenco running right, breaks a tackle, has a lane, 50, 40, 30, still going down the far side numbers all the way inside the 20 and tackle from behind to the 15-yard line.
Our 3rd down play, I don't want to even mention it. I don't even say anything about it.
Third downs, man. We can't get off the field on 3rd down. And that was the best play that A&M's had all game.
After the turnover.
They'll go quickly in the red zone for the first time at the 13-yard line. Snap, Hadley looking one-on-one coverage in the end zone near side, pass interference.
Yeah, he had to. He was beat. He had to hold that receiver.
Nick Rawls was beat. He grabbed a fistful of jersey. That'll be half the distance to the goal and a fresh set of downs. Talk about a momentum shifter, that interception.
Oh, yeah. Cam, that was a bad read on Cam's part. That receiver was open. He lost that ball over. Huggins probably take that thing to the house. Cats got to play D right here. First and goal
First and
from
goal,
the
6 probably.
Yeah, they can get a first down at the 5 and 6.
No, they haven't marked off the penalty
They
yet.
haven't marked it off. Okay. First and goal.
Inside the red zone this year, Alabama A&M is 15 of 18 with 13 touchdowns. And the Wildcat defense has given up 14 touchdowns and 18 attempts in the red zone to their opponents. First and goal at the 5. Handoff, Nero, touchdown. He didn't get touched till he got to the goal line, and Alabama A&M takes the lead back with 1:27 to go in the first quarter.
You know, the turnover cost us when we drive into football at midfield. Turnover, they come back and score. They make it 9-7.
And you could feel the energy in this crowd after the Wildcats took the lead, and it's all gone with the black clouds starting to circle here at Daytona Stadium. It's hot, it's humid, expectation of rain. David Falk on for the extra point. To try and make it 10-7 Bulldogs over Wildcats, 1:27 to go in the first quarter. And again, third down, right? We had him third down and 2. And it was just a handoff that went for 35 yards.
That's that same play that's been killing us since FIU.
Extra point, good. And with 1:27 to go in the first quarter, it's Bethune-Cookman 7, Alabama A&M 9. We'll take a break, and when we come back, the Wildcats will be on the ball next. This is Bethune-Cookman University football on the CatEye Radio Network and 1380 WELE. Make sure you are representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest, featuring all new items at the BCU online store. Act fast. Everything on the site is 20% off till the end of the month. Go to bcuathletics.com and click on shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's bcuathletics.com and click on shop. Back at Daytona Stadium, the Wildcats turn the ball over, and Alabama A&M immediately responds. They go all the way down the field and score a touchdown to take a 10-7 lead with 1 minute and 27 seconds left to go in the first quarter. That drive was 5 plays, 62 yards, covering a minute and 43 seconds, ending in a Colton Nero touchdown, the third of his season. And so Alabama A&M getting set to kick back off to Bethune-Cookman right to left.
We need to drive this football to give the defense a rest.
Yeah, and during the break, I was talking to producer Larry, and I said, Cam needs to learn that not every play needs to be a home run. Because I remember on the interception, he had room to run up, though. That's a squib kick if I've ever seen one. Scott takes it again at the 25, near side, puts a shoulder into a defender and gets out to the 33-yard line. And a wrestling match is going on off the ball. Flags flying everywhere. There's a wrestling match on the BCU sideline. There's one in the middle of the field. Oh, this is going to be a lot to sort out for the officials there.
Are they going to call a personal foul on us?
Probably. So we'll see. There was a scuffle both in the middle of the field and right at the BCU sideline where
Personal foul against the Cats.
Ali Scott Jr. got pushed out of bounds. So that'll take us from the 30-yard line all the way back to the 15.
You don't want that on the play.
And now let's see how the Wildcats offense comes out and responds after throwing that interception. It's still Cam out there. No sign of Timmy McClain yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cam struggles that Coach Woody pulls the trigger and changes it up. The Wildcats will start at their own 17-yard line officially. Going left to right, 1:27 to go first quarter, down 10-7. Cam keeps, runs left, puts a shoulder into a defender and falls over at the 21-yard line, gain of 4. That's a big hit for Cam to be taking. He took a shot there from...
And that cornerback got the worst of it, though. He picked up 4.
Yeah, Arenza Davis was the man that laid the hit. 2nd and 6. Cam under pressure. Throws the outlet pass to Jenkins, near side numbers. He's going to be pushed out of bounds close to a first down. They'll give it to him at the 27-yard line.
Good to see Jenkins get the ball. You know, he didn't get a target last week.
Yeah. On the season, Jenkins, 6 receptions, 87 yards, and a touchdown. Good recognition by Cam to notice the backside pressure, get the ball out there quickly. 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. The Wildcats could take it to the half here, but they'll probably snap it one more time. 1st and 10 at their own 38. Cam, play action, throw middle. Oh, and he threw it behind Jenkins, and it's tipped up in the air and intercepted. Intercepted by Keon Hadley Jr.
No good.
Incomplete. Wow, the Wildcats dodged a major bullet there. Wow, he had Jenkins open down the seam, just threw it well behind him, and Jenkins couldn't adjust to the ball.
Let's take a look at this.
It didn't look like it hit the ground.
Okay, let's run the play.
Correction, Desmond James was the man that almost made the catch. You got to run a play before it gets potentially gets reviewed here. It's 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 38. The snap, the handoff to Kamani Robinson. He'll push the pile forward to the 30 for 2 yards.
The crash in the ends in.
And it'll be 3rd down and 8 now for BCU, and that'll be the end of the first quarter.
Got to make that catch right there, man. Those plays right there.
No, it's not. That one's not on Jenkins. That was a bad throw. It's way behind him. That'll be the end of the first quarter. It's Alabama A&M Bulldogs 10, Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 7. The Wildcats facing 3rd and 8 at the start of the second quarter. When we come back, this is Bethune-Cookman University football on the CatEye Radio Network and 1380 WELE. Stay with us. Second quarter on tap here at Daytona Stadium. It's the Alabama A&M Bulldogs 10, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 7. The Bethune-Cookman scoring play was the one-play 79-yard touchdown drive, first career touchdown for Javon Ross. And Alabama A&M has dominated basically everywhere else. 12 minutes time of possession. The Wildcats only 2:59 time of possession in that first quarter. They've dominated. The Wildcats haven't been able to get off the field on 3rd down. It's been outside that one long touchdown. It's been all Alabama A&M.
Yeah, it has, but we have to get our continuity back. We got to continue to make the plays when the ball is there. You know, Cam underthrew a pass, and that was open, and he threw one just now to Jenkins a little low. So we got to continue to do what we've been doing. That's Wildcat football.
I'd like to see us go through the script because we had that one home run play, and then
so we got away from the script.
Yeah, and then got away from it. But now you're facing 3rd down and 8. You're at your own 30. You got to pull out something here to keep the drive alive at the start of the second quarter, or you're going to give the ball back to Alabama A&M with all the momentum and good field position. Some stats from that first quarter. The Wildcats, 8 plays, 108 yards. Of course, 79 of those on that one touchdown pass. Alabama A&M, 21 plays, 145 yards. Kevin Hadley is 8 of 9 passing, and they've had 12 carries for 64 yards. The Wildcats, 4 carries for 22 yards. What do you want to see the Wildcats pull out here on 3rd and long?
We have to throw the ball downfield because their defensive front is getting a little stiff because we haven't been able to run the football. We're going to have to loosen them up with the pass. So right now we got to throw the ball downfield.
It'll be 3 receivers to the left-hand side, ball right hash, 1 receiver. That's Malik Huggins is one-on-one. Press man coverage for the Bulldogs with just a single high safety. Cam going to a hard count, trying to force it off sides. 13 seconds left on the play clock.
Linebackers blitzing in the gap.
Everybody's up on the line. There is nobody in the middle of the field. Cam takes off middle. Jump cut, 35-40. He makes a man miss at the 45. Gets to midfield and jumps out of bounds at the 49-yard line of Alabama A&M. Great read.
He read it perfectly because the linebackers were up in the gap. All he had to do was clear the line of scrimmage. He had room to run.
And there was, again, nobody in the middle. Just a single high safety and all the corners in press coverage. Great read by Cam. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats into Alabama A&M territory at the 49-yard line. Now 2 by 2, the receivers in this formation. Wildcats again wearing all black today with the gold helmets. Javon Ross comes in motion to make it a 3 by 1 left to right. Cam takes the snap. Here comes the blitz. He throws the screen to the near side to Javon Ross. Turns the corner at the 45 and gets close to the 40-yard line. That's a 7-yard pickup on 1st down.
Good move by Bonbon that time because he turned to the inside. Usually you turn to the outside, but it was 2 guys there. By turning the inside, he picked up a couple of more yards.
That was so similar to the play that Malik Huggins scored on last week by just turning on the Jets. The safety was there for Alabama A&M there, Caleb Brown, to make that tackle. Otherwise, Bun might have been gone. Now 2nd and 2. 5 wide, Cam alone in the gun. Watch for a QB draw here. Now they motion Robinson back in. It's a double reverse. Cam throws a block, and Javon Ross is free at the 45, at the 30, at the 20, 15, 10, 5 near side. Touchdown Bethune-Cookman. Touchdown Maroon and Gold. It's the first half of Javon Ross. He's got a receiving touchdown. Now he's got a rushing touchdown on a double reverse.
Defensive end almost lost his mouthpiece because of the quarterback. Cam Ransom made a block on him that laid him out.
Oh, my goodness, Cam Ransom, 6'3", 220, looking like a linebacker laying that hit.
My goodness, but Bonbon from DeLand High School, double TDs this afternoon.
My goodness. And the Wildcats take the lead back with 13:38 to go in the first half. What a play call.
Well, you know, Coach Pimpleton is a guy who likes to mix it up like that. We saw that same thing in Orlando last year when he was the offensive coordinator for that game against Florida A&M. Kick us up.
Juan Dominguez, extra point. Bingo, and it is 14-10. Wildcats over Bulldogs. And what Daryl, you like to talk about in the high major games and in the out-of-conference games, you look vanilla.
Yep.
They're taking some of the vanilla out the playbook with the long pass, with the reverse, with all the motion. It looks like an offense that's well drilled now.
Yeah, you know, we actually saved some stuff for conference play. We played at the University of Miami. We played FIU, and you played South Carolina State. We began to open up some stuff against South Carolina State because we saw the long passes and you saw the cornerbacks play man-to-man. But now we're seeing Coach Pimp. We've seen Coach Pimp open up the playbook. We're seeing him do some things that we have not seen in Wildcat football in a long time. I think changing the offensive coordinator, also changing the special team coaches have given some great energy, to the football team.
Well, it's 14-10. Wildcats over Bulldogs.
This is going to be a dog fight and
Oh,
a cat
boy.
fight this afternoon. It's going to be a great swag football
Stay
game.
up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU Athletics a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on X and Instagram at BCU_Athletics for the latest on BCU football. Specifically, follow at BCU Gridiron on all socials.
I'm sitting there watching the Battle of the Bands. You know, our band was on national television, Alabama A&M band. They're mocking everything the Wildcat band is doing. They're over there doing the same dance we're doing. But it's okay if you learn from the best.
I'll get you some statistics on that last drive shortly. Live stats has been a little finicky today. The Wildcat drive covered 7 plays, 83 yards, ending in a touchdown and a time of possession of 2 minutes and 44 seconds. And the reason that I liked that drive, especially, right, the 3rd and 8 conversion, right, but then you showed that you can control it. You went some short passes, you went some runs, you went some quarterback draws, and then you hit the home run when you needed to.
But Cam Ransom on that, man, I got to see that block again, guys.
That's going to be the best highlight of the week.
That defensive end, I know he swallowed his mouthpiece on that play.
But now it's 14-10 Wildcats. And here's what I'm going to say. This is the best start to a game the Wildcats have had all season.
You know, people were down on this club, you know, saying that, oh, just like last year. No, this team has come out the last 3 weeks since the second half of South Carolina State to show that they have a potent offense. We're a big strike team. Bethune-Cookman plays off momentum. We play off big plays. We're not going to drive all the time, but we play off momentum, turnovers, explosive play. This is an explosive young Wildcat football team.
Juan Dominguez getting set to kick it off to Caden Dixon, who's at the near side hash marks. Wildcats will kick right to left, and Alabama A&M will get their offense on the field for the first time in this second quarter. We're just waiting for TV to give us the good old go-ahead. The red hat now walks off the field, and we're back underway with the Wildcats up 14-10, 13:38 to go.
I'm going to tell you a TV story when we get a chance.
I'm sure we'll have plenty of chances today. Us being on SWAC TV, right?
I got another one.
All right. Dominguez, it's a short kick, fielded at the 10-yard line by Dixon. He's got a cavalcade of blockers. He punches his head straight into the pile at the 25-yard line and is down at the 27 officially. That was a hard hit laid by the Wildcats' Kenny Jackson Jr. on that return. The Bulldogs will start at their own 27, 26, somewhere around there. We'll see where they officially spot the ball.
You know, the first HBCU football game on NBC was Bethune-Cookman against Mars Brown in Atlanta. We got a big trophy in the trophy case in the gym showcasing the Wildcats and Mars Brown played the first HBCU game on NBC.
You want to remind the people what year that was?
1980, 79.
All right, at the 26-yard line, going left to right, here's Alabama A&M. Send a man in motion, that's Frank Pierre. They'll stack the receivers 3 to the far side, run the ball to the near side. No correction, Hadley keeps and gets nada.
He didn't read it right.
I think if he'd handed that off, it would have been a better play.
Yeah, he didn't read it. He was automatically going to keep that football, and he did.
Timothy Gully made the tackle for no gain, 2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line for Alabama A&M.
We're seeing these young kids with BCU grow up right before our eyes, guys. Playing decent football this afternoon.
It's Colton Nero, the freshman. He's a big body, 5'11", 223 at running back for Alabama A&M. He has the Bama A&M touchdown so far in this first half. 2nd and 10, fake the handoff, Hadley to pass. He's pressured, he throws, incomplete, and he would hit as he released that ball.
He had to get rid of it because there was some pressure coming up the middle for number 19.
Leaks the net, yeah.
And you know what's crazy, too? The rain is going around the stadium and going down to the city.
Would you say that somebody's watching over us today?
Miss Mary got to be here.
Now 3rd and 10. Got to get off the field on 3rd down.
Here we go, folks. Touch your radio one time. Touch your internet one time. Let's get off the field on 3rd down.
3rd and 10 for Alabama A&M. They're at their own 26-yard line going left to right. Wildcats show 3 down linemen and will drop everybody back in coverage. 3 receivers to the near side right in the close pattern. Hadley batted down. Incomplete. Flag flies on the play. They're going to say maybe it was a backwards pass. Ball comes out. The Wildcats will pick it up and run it into the end zone. It's not going to count.
It's going to be against us.
You think roughing the passer?
It's going to be roughing the passer.
He hit him before the ball was out.
Let's see. Personal foul, roughing the passer.
Oh, my goodness. That is unbelievable. And I didn't get a chance to look back at it on the replay on the video board. He hit him before the ball was out.
Great defensive play. That call there. I can't see it. Can't see it. And it bails them out, brings the ball up to the 40, 39, 41-yard line.
Wildcats unable to get off the field on third down.
And Woody wants to know what was that call?
All the way to the 41-yard line now for Alabama A&M going left to right and keep all the momentum with the Bulldogs. They trail 14-10 with 12:41 to go first half. Hadley hands the ball to Nero running left. Wildcats try to string him out. He bursts through the hole, gets 5 yards. Fumble on the ground.
They're going to say he was down.
Naimm Lacer wants the ball. He says he has it. He wants the Wildcats to challenge.
Nope.
And nothing forthcoming. Alabama A&M's going to keep the ball.
Picked up 7 yards on the play. Get ready to play.
Wildcats didn't even get a chance to sub. They got to send everybody back off the field before they get too many men.
But they're holding them for the subs, though.
No, now Wildcats got to call a timeout.
Let's take a look at that.
So now we're going to look at the video board. And I cannot tell.
He was down.
And he was down, yeah.
He was down.
The second look at it, he was well down. So it's a 7-yard run for Colton Nero. He just puts his shoulder pads north-south and just goes, Colton Nero.
That roughing the passer call out, that's suspect.
You know, all right, so, but you know who Colton Nero reminds me of, who we played against last year? A slightly smaller Afian Renfro from Texas Southern, just that big body north-south. I'll drag you for every yard I get kind of back. And the Wildcats have called their first time out of the second half. They're up 14-10 with 12:10 to go in the first half, and they just gifted a first down to Alabama A&M on third and 10.
Just looking at the replay, the defensive line for the Wildcats hit the quarterback in the head. That's what they call.
Yeah, so it wasn't a timing issue. It was a high hit.
Yeah, it's a high hit.
Okay. Well, still.
But you're making a play. You're being aggressive, so I'll take that. Even though it's a penalty, you're trying to make a play on the ball. It's third down. You're coming off the field, and you hit him in the head. That's okay.
Alabama A&M is 4 of 6 on third down.
They're replaying this. I think it wasn't a fumble though. He was down.
No, and they called him down pretty quick, and it was mostly Naimm Lacer who punched the ball out late, trying to argue for it, but nothing's forthcoming. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for Alabama A&M once this VCU timeout is over. They're at their own 47-yard line, going left to right, and we expected this to be a little bit of a shootout coming into the game, and that's kind of what we've got so far.
Well, I like to see the ball game like this because it shows where we are. You're playing against a top tier, team, a team that could possibly win the East Division in the SWAC, and you're playing toe-to-toe with them. So it shows what the Wildcats have. A lot of people saying, well, this week, let's see what the Cats got. The team you played last week was NAIA Division II. But this shows right now we can play with the #1 team in the SWAC.
Well, it's a massive week of SWAC football, by the way. Outside of us, it's Alabama State at Florida A&M, Texas Southern at Mississippi Valley, Alcorn State at Arkansas Pine Bluff, Jackson State at Southern, and Grambling State at Prairie View A&M. Those are the other matchups in the SWAC this week. So we're going to learn a lot about both divisions here in week 1. And the Wildcats don't have a kind start to conference play, right? They get Alabama A&M here. They go on the road to Alabama State next week with Andrew Body throwing the ball from a million yards all over the field. Yeah. And then they get Southern back here the week after. So it's not an easy start for the Cats.
But I like our chances in all those games.
Especially if we play like this on offense and the defense can try and get off the field more.
And it's taking a while for them to come up with a decision here. Maybe it could be maybe it was a fumble.
I wouldn't get the listeners' hopes up here, Daryl.
That's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to keep them interested.
Listen, the Wildcats have the lead in the first half for the first time all year, except for last week against Edward Waters. So I'm as happy as a clam right now about the offense. It's the defense that needs to step it up a little bit. Come be a part of BCU Athletics and support the CatEye Network. If you or your business is interested in partnering with us here on the CatEye Network, you can reach out to Wildcat Athletic Communications at bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. That's bcusportsinfo at cookman.edu. They finished the review. The crowd seems happy about whatever he's saying. Wildcat football.
Yeah.
Naimm Lacer comes up with the football, and it's a BCU ball. Well, they must have a better angle than we showed on the replay on the screen. Oh, yeah, now they're showing it the other angle on the screen now. Lassiter came in and jarred that football loose.
Well, turnover for turnover. The Cats get the ball in Alabama A&M territory with a 14-10 lead. First down at the 48-yard line.
I'd like to see the Cats go conservative here, try and run the ball a little
run
bit.
the football, run some clock, too.
And the referee is explaining to Sam Shade about why that was a fumble. But it was very clear on the reverse angle that ball was out before the hip of Colton Nero was down.
I told you it's taking a long time.
But it's crazy that Naimm Lacer, the guy that made the hit and recover the fumble, was the only person to say, hey, let's challenge this. I got the ball. But ended up coming up with the football, and then now we're still haven't started play yet.
And what cost them was Alabama A&M tried to sub, and that gave us the opportunity to call a timeout. And for them to look to review the play.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Cats. They're at the Alabama A&M 47-yard line going right to left. 3 receivers on the left-hand side. Snap to Cam, handoff. Kamadi Robinson jump cut in the middle of the field. Gets to the 45, and a gain of 2 yards will stop right there. It's hard to run against this defensive front. I'm looking at guys like Nick Glory, 6'1", 327. Xavier Booker, 6'2", 300 in the middle of the defense right
stout there. Up the middle.
They'll stack the receivers to the near side all the way to the sideline. Handoff Robinson again, tries to sneak through. Great blocking up front by Melvin Puckett, the right guard. And he gets 5 yards on the play up to the 40-yard line, sits up 3rd and 3.
The offensive line drove the pile 7 yards. He picked up 5. Great blocking. Third and 5.
Well, I think the right-hand side of our offensive line is the best side with Puckett and Schultz up there on the right-hand side.
We're in 4-down territory. We're also in field goal range almost.
But I'd like to see us go a little bit aggressive here if we pick it up. 3rd and 3 for the Cats from the A&M 40.
You got man up top, man to man.
Up top with Huggins on the far side. They blitz.
Oh.
Cam pitches it to Robinson. He's got space at the 40. 1st down 35 and pushed out of bounds at the 33-yard line. 1st down BCU.
That was a broken play because Robinson went the wrong direction, and he went where there's nobody was. He just pitched it to him.
Yeah.
Robinson was supposed to go to the left side. He ended up going right, and he pitched it to him for the first down.
Sometimes failed successfully.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
1st and 10 for BCU. They spot the ball at the A&M 34. So we got a couple yards less than I initially thought on that surge. 3 receivers near side, none to the far side right. Ball right hash. Cam with Robinson on his left hip, hands the ball to Robinson. Oh, Cam keeps, throws near side, and that is a sliding catch by Ricky Shaw. He had to come back for the football. Got hit in the back by, I believe, Caleb Brown.
Good catch there by Shaw.
Correction, Montrell Campbell made the hit for Alabama A&M, but it's a 7-yard gain for BCU.
You know, Shaw's on Wofford. He played with the quarterback.
They moved the chains. That was a really generous spot there.
You know, Shaw played with that quarterback from Alabama A&M at Wofford.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They spot the ball at the A&M 23. Full house in the backfield. Cam hands to, Cam, play action, middle slant, incomplete, and intercepted.
Good Lord.
Intercepted by Montrell Campbell. I don't hate the play. He was going for a one-on-one slant with Malik Huggins. There was nobody behind him. If Huggins catches that ball, he's got a touchdown. But that was just an interception. That was just man-on-man, and Campbell beat Huggins to the ball. And it's another turnover for Bethune-Cookman as the momentum swings back and forth here in the first half at Daytona Stadium. My goodness. I don't think that was Cam's fault. That was just a great play.
Yeah, he stepped in front of the receiver, caught that ball.
So Alabama A&M goes back on offense. They'll put a 4-receiver set out, 3 bunch formation to the far side, 1-on-1 coverage to the near side. They're going left to right with 9:51 to go in the first half. Snap, Hadley, screen right side, has a blocker, 25-30, 1st down at the 31-yard line for Alabama A&M.
Yeah, I've been looking for them to run that play. That play right there is one of their bread and butter plays.
That's
they picked up the first down.
First catch for the freshman out of Tuscaloosa, Jordan Chambers-Smith, on the afternoon. They'll spot the ball at the 29-yard line of their own, going left to right. 9.5 minutes left in the first half. Wildcats up 14-10, looking for a stop on defense. They hand the ball off in the backfield. Ryan Morrow, nowhere to go, loses 2 yards. What a great play by Cordelius Bass.
You know, the front four stuffed it. He had to bounce it to the outside. Linebacker scraped to make the tackle.
It wasn't even the linebacker. It was Bass, the DN, that was there to meet him. That's how much they stuffed the middle. Great play by the Maroon and Gold. 2nd down and 12. They throw a screen pass left-hand side. Oh, incomplete. Devin Gunter was breaking on that ball like a bat out of hell, and now it's 3rd down and 12.
Let's hold our breath on this one. We got that flats covered that time.
Yeah. Oh, I know Devin Gunter saw the end zone in his sights. He was breaking on that ball, and all he could do was just tip it away.
Let's cover the flats down here. You got 3 receivers to the near side. Let's make sure we cover that slot guy.
And one-on-one coverage to the far side with Chambers-Smith. 3rd down and 12.
Get a good rush on him.
A&M at their own 28-yard line. It's a
Ball.
deep shot, one-on-one coverage, wide open, caught, and that's going to be a touchdown all the way. 15-10-5 near side, touchdown Frank Pierre. Oh, boy. Alabama A&M takes the lead again. 3rd downs.
Yep. And
3rd downs again.
And after the turnover.
A second turnover leads to an Alabama A&M touchdown in this first half for Bethune-Cookman, and it's 16-14 pending the extra point. Frank Pierre's first catch of the game, a redshirt junior out of Immokalee, Florida, came with head coach Sham Shade from Miles College.
Immokalee, Florida. That's down in the muck.
Down to the middle of the state, yeah.
Down in Palm Beach.
David Falk on to attempt the extra point with Robert Cole, the holder. It is good, and with 8 minutes and 41 seconds to go in the first half, the Bulldogs take the lead again. It's Alabama A&M 17, Bethune-Cookman 14.
Gonna be a shootout, guys.
We'll take a break and come back to all the action at Daytona Stadium. This is Bethune-Cookman University football on the CatEye Radio Network and 1380 WELE. Back at Daytona Stadium, the Alabama A&M Bulldogs punished the second interception thrown by Cam Ransom on the day with a 4-play, 83-yard touchdown drive with a 72-yard strike from Eric Hadley to Frank Pierre, his first touchdown catch of the season. Hadley's 3rd touchdown pass, and that came after the Wildcats forced a fumble and a turnover on A&M's drive. It seems that the momentum has been going back and forth, and the Wildcats unfortunately find themselves on the wrong end of it right now, down 17-14 with 8:41 to go in the first half. But 8:41 is an eternity right now as the Wildcats get set to return the kickoff. It's going to be a different return man out there for the Wildcats. Marquy Johnson is going to go back deep to receive. They're going to put Javon Ross at the as the up man at the 20-yard line because David Falk has been kicking it short. Oh, correction, that's not Falk. That's Littlefield kicking. Littlefield kicking off from left to right. Kick on the way. It is spiraling. It's going to bounce to the 15, taken by Johnson at the 10, far side. He's going to be hit and dropped at the 16-yard line. Blocking was not there for the Wildcats, as that weird short kickoff is giving the Wildcats all sorts of fits right now. So here we go. Deep field position. They'll start at the 17-yard line for Bethune-Cookman. And they'll change the running back from Kamani Robinson to Ali Scott Jr. here. 3 receivers left, single right. Only 4 down linemen for Alabama A&M in this pattern. They'll drop back into a zone coverage with both linebackers and both safeties. 4-man rush. Cam looking, throwing, near side. Jenkins makes the catch at the 25-yard line, close to a first down. That's an 8-yard gain. Good gain on first down. And that's, again, Cam doing good job staying in the pocket and waiting for a receiver to come open late in the pattern. Now 2nd down and 2 as the Wildcats are at their own 25. They bring the tight end in on the left-hand side of the line, potentially to run block. The handoff goes to Scott. He's met in the backfield and dropped for a loss of 1 yard back to the 24. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
We're not getting in the push that time from the left side. We run the ball to the right side with Schultz on. We're getting good yardage.
But they stacked the tight end, Miles Morales, on that left-hand side as an extra blocker and still couldn't contain it.
This is a big play.
Now 3rd and 3 after the loss of 1. It is a big play. Linebackers creep up. Cam pitches to Scott. Jump cut at the 25 and first down at the 27-yard line. He's pushed out of bounds by Wyatt Wright.
That play has worked a couple of times. The number 2 transfer from Montana State.
Marquy Johnson now in at running back for the Cats. And they're just inviting that middle pressure and then going out wide to find some space. If the linebackers are going to blitz middle, we'll just go where you're not. 1st and 10 for the Cats. They're at their own 28-yard line going right to left. Empty set. Cam going to run all the way around the left-hand corner, get out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Just a 4-yard gain on that one.
We'll take that.
Cam's playing hero ball a little bit.
That's who he is. He takes everything on himself.
Clock moving, 6.5 to go first half as the dark clouds now begin to gather over the stadium. Wouldn't surprise me if it starts raining in the next 15 or so minutes.
Most of the clouds are to the east of us.
They'll go jumbo set again. Hand the ball off to Scott. Powers his way through. He's met immediately by DeVedrick Wilson in the middle. The 6'2", 300-pound redshirt senior from Kathleen, Georgia, gets nothing on the play.
Picked up a yard.
Got 1. And it'll be 3rd down and 4. Another big 3rd down here for the Wildcats, who have really slowed the tempo down on this drive, letting all the time drain off the play clock instead of going up tempo with 5 minutes and 45 seconds to go first half. They're down 17-14.
You don't want to give the ball back to him either.
2 by 2, receivers split out all the way wide. Now he sends Robinson in motion. Cam looking, throwing middle, caught by Ross, and he got hammered at the 40, but it's going to be a first down. That was a massive hit laid in the middle by Jalen Wright, but Ross did a good job to hang on to that football. So I'm just going to say, Javon Ross is 5'10", 165. Jalen Wright is 216 pounds.
And you can tell by the way he leveled him. He is the weight difference.
A
Picked
good
up the
job
first
by
down.
hanging on to the ball, though, for Javon Ross. He's had a great first half. 2 touchdowns for Bun Bun. And whistle and a stoppage of play. Wildcats are going to take a timeout. Somebody's going to take a timeout. Not sure what's happening. 5:05 to go.
They're going to review it.
Oh, targeting maybe.
Oh, targeting. Nope.
Anyway, it's immediate timeout, so we'll take it too. They are going to review the play. We'll tell you about it when we come back. This is BCU Football on the CatEye Radio Network and 1380 WELE. 5:05 to go in the first half. Michael Torello and Darren Latil bringing you all the football coverage back here at Daytona Stadium. It's Alabama A&M Bulldogs 17, Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 14 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. We are currently under a review for targeting after Jalen Wright hit Javon Ross after an end of a first down catch play. As it stands, the Wildcats will have first and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Let's see what the deal is with the referees. They just had a long confrontation. A consultation, not confrontation. Got my words screwed up there. And it looks like it's not going to be targeting because they're not moving the ball at all.
It looked like a good hit, just like a good hit.
Yeah, it looked like a good clean hit. So no targeting, and it'll be first and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 41.
You don't want any turnovers down here. You want to keep moving the football, at least get in field goal range.
Yeah, and the important thing is keep the ball for at least 4 in the next 5 minutes and score on it. Clock running, 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Cam back to pass, pressured, throws the screen pass to Johnson out of the backfield. He gets up towards midfield. Right at the midfield stripe is where he's tackled from behind by Demetrius Biambi, and it's a 9-yard pickup.
As Larry Wester would say, he's quick as a hiccup. That guy, when he gets to football, he has some wheels.
Listen, Marquy Johnson, all Big Sky return man.
He was the fastest kid in the whole conference last year.
At Montana State. 2nd and 1 now. So they bring Kamani Robinson back in at running back. 3 receivers to the right, single left on 2nd and 1. Corner creeping up. Here comes the blitz. Robinson has a hole in the middle. He powers his way through for a first down into Alabama A&M territory at the 47-yard line. That's just good, solid running for Kamani.
Yeah, you know, he's a little kid, but he knows how to find those creases. You know, you saw him jitterbug and then hit the crease, picked up 3 yards on the play, picked up the first down.
I got to shout out Noah Devine on the offensive line, right guard right now. Big hole pushed forward for Kamani Robinson. 1st and 10 for the Cats. They're into Bama A&M territory at the 47. 2-by-2 the receivers. Robinson maintains his spot in the backfield with Cam Ransom. 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers for Alabama A&M. The corner is going to stay. The linebackers will blitz. Robinson around the right-hand side with space to the 40. Ooh. Oh, and he's just tripped up by the last man at the 35-yard line.
Hey, Robinson's a kid that's from Daytona Beach, played at Mainland High School.
State champion at Mainland High School.
Decided to go over to the next county and played for Sanford High. Now he's back at home at Daytona Beach.
He was one broken tackle away from housing that thing.
He's a rookie of the year so far in the SWAC, too.
Back-to-back years, the Wildcats have had really good freshman running backs.
Who's the other kid?
Dennis Palmer, he's now at Troy. 3 receivers left, single right, snap to Cam, play action. Here comes a late blitz. Cam gets rid of it. He finds Javon Robinson at the 30-yard line, makes a man miss, and is down at the 29 as the second man in made the tackle for Alabama A&M. Good shake and bake to get past the first man, though.
That's a good-looking play. We run that play a couple of times and got great yardage on it.
Yeah.
You know, Cam has found a thing there with Bonbon. Bonbon's
But a good job by Cam to recognize that delayed blitz from the backside corner and get the ball out there quickly. It's a 6-yard pickup to the 30-yard line, 2nd down and 4 for the Cats in Alabama A&M territory. 2.5 to go in the first half. This will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. They bring the linebacker blitz. Cam keeps, fakes one man out in the backfield and gets hit and dropped for no gain.
He should have gave that to Robinson. Robinson would still be running.
Yeah, they're blitzing that far side linebacker pretty much every time. That's Jalen Wright back there.
3rd down right here. We got to pick up a first down, guys.
3rd and 4 at the 30. This would be a long field goal if the Wildcats were forced to go that route. It's the 2-minute timeout. We've been asked not to call it a warning.
Not the NFL.
So we will go to a break, and when we come back, we'll take you through the end of the first half from Daytona Stadium. Wildcats looking to tie or take the lead down 3 with 2 minutes left to go in the first half. This is Bethune-Cookman University football on the CatEye Radio Network at 1380 WELE. Back at Daytona Stadium, it's the Wildcats and Alabama A&M Bulldogs in the first game of conference play here in 2025. Wildcats on offense facing a 3rd down and 4. They're at the A&M 30-yard line going right to left with 2 minutes to go in the first half. This is a massive play coming up right here. I saw Juan Dominguez warming up during the timeout as we had the stoppage for the 2-minute timeout. Yeah, it's starting to rain.
Yeah, a couple sprinkles on the glass.
It rained really hard last night around 6, 7 p.m.
Hopefully the rain stays to the east. That's probably a couple of drops that's blowing back this way.
Yeah, that would make kicking
it looks clear
very
to the west.
difficult. The wind,
what little
it
is
behind the Wildcats, blowing right to left across your radio dial. Yeah. Although nobody has radio dials anymore. I wonder why I say that.
Because that's
history.
Just history of football. Of radio, the dial used to turn the knob.
Anyway, 3rd down and 4 for the Wildcats. They're at the A&M 30-yard line.
Look for something funky for the Cats.
2 by 2 the receivers, all spread out wide by the numbers. Malik Huggins goes in motion to make it an overload on the right-hand side. He'll be the slot man. Cam back to pass, facing pressure, throws short middle. That is caught, and Huggins has a first down. He got cleaned out late by Jordan Brown. His helmet came off, but he maintained the ball.
His helmet stayed on.
Oh, did it?
First down for the Cats.
Oh, you know what I think I saw? The towel on his back came off, and I thought that was his helmet flying off. Great pickup.
Great pickup for as a possession receiver. He's a home run guy.
And to recognize the double blitz to to slot in that middle.
Cam's playing well.
1st and 10 now for the Cats at the A&M 24. Play action. Cam under pressure throws the home run ball towards Lorenzo Jenkins in the end zone, and it's incomplete. Man. No, I think the pass was overthrown, uncatchable. The Wildcat crowd wants pass interference. They're not going to get it. That ball was 5 yards out the back of the end zone. Just an overthrow from Cam there.
Let's redial it up. That's there.
But that is there.
He can beat that guy.
I like Lorenzo Jenkins one-on-one with anybody in the SWAC.
Yeah.
They don't call him can't guard Zoe for nothing.
He's from Beaver Falls. You know, he was at Pitt. He's from Beaver Falls. That's the home of Penn State.
2nd and 10 now from the A&M 24. 3 receivers right, single left. Robinson in the backfield with Cam. Snap, handoff. Robinson, big hole up the middle. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Bethune-Cookman. Touchdown Maroon and Gold. Come, Money Robinson.
The little freshman from Daytona Beach, Florida. You know what? I showed him a picture of me doing a Billy White Shoes dance. He just did the dance in the end zone.
No flags, touchdown counts, and that is all on the offensive line. They peeled that defensive front back like a can opener.
That was a drive. I haven't seen the Wildcats drive the football like that in a couple of years, but we drove that thing 80 yards, man.
Dominguez setting up the extra point. The holder is the punter, Max Tulin. And we got the students. Still chanting out down there. Extra point is good. 1 minute, 18 seconds left. The Wildcats take the lead back. It is a seesaw. First half here at Daytona Stadium. 21-17 Bethune-Cookman. What a wild first half.
A SWAC slugfest. It's not over, folks. You're going to see some more points on the board.
SWAC slugfest.
A SWAC slugfest. It's probably one going on in Tallahassee, too.
You need to copyright that. That's a good one.
I think I will.
Remember, coming up at the halftime break, we'll go around the SWAC and let you know what's happening up in Tallahassee and, of course, every other SWAC game. We'll hear from our sideline reporter, Sabrina Petit, home at the break, as well as get you the statistical breakdown from the first half.
People always say, y'all always worried about FAMU. They were always worried about us, too. They always want to know our scores.
Now, I was talking to the Alabama A&M crew before the game, and I was talking about potentially, right, like if we win the games we're supposed to win, we could go to the Classic 3-3 with a potential to upset, you know?
Mm-hmm. Got to play defense here the last minute and 18, though.
Yeah, minute 18. Bulldogs are going to come to try and tie it or take the lead.
Oh, we got 20.
Yeah, we got 21. The scoreboard's wrong. Kickoff taken by Dixon from the 1-yard line. He's going to cut back across the middle of the field at 25. Hammered by Lassiter at the 26-yard line and drop right there for a nice stop by BCU. Alabama A&M will have 1 minute, 10 seconds, and 3 timeouts from their own 26-yard line.
You know, it's noticeable. You know, we've talked about this a few times this season. Our special teams, those kids going down there making tackles. In the last few years, we had bigger guys, but we got more defensive backs and receivers on the special team. They're going down, making the plays. So that ball was kicked to the right side of the 10-yard line. He had a crease, but we got him at the 25.
Okay, so it is 17-20. He missed the extra point. So that's the first extra point miss on the year by Juan Dominguez. We were wondering why it was 17-20. So potential to tie the game now for Alabama A&M with a field goal. First and 10 from the 26 going left to right. 1:10 to go first half. Eric Hadley back to pass. Plenty of time. Going to take the deep shot down the field. It is underthrown and intercepted. Gabe White picked it off. He was running lockstep with Frank Pierre. And he got the diving interception at the 40-yard line.
I mentioned earlier that we're the kind of football team that plays off the momentum swings and play off the big plays and explosive plays. You can make explosive plays on the defense. We've seen the last 2 weeks with the picks. You know, we dropped 5 picks between Miami and FIU, but we've gotten 5 the last 2 weeks.
I'll tell you exactly what happened on that play. They were looking for the deep strike to Pierre that got them the touchdown previously, but that ball was so far underthrown by Hadley that it put Gabe White, who was in position covering him, in prime position to get the ball, and he went up and got it.
Now you're going to lead about 20 yards to be in field goal range.
The Wildcats will start at their own 37. I don't really agree with that spot, but well, it is what it is. First and 10, 1:02 to go, 2 timeouts left for the Cats. 3 receivers left, single right. Cam Back to pass. Four-man rush. Throws to the far side. Malik Huggins makes the catch near midfield and backpedals out of bounds at the 48-yard line. First down, 11 yards on the catch. 58 seconds left to go. Clock stops.
That's been our bread and butter all afternoon in that flats for the first down. Malik Huggins on a great catch.
I love that deep cross flat route, and Cam's has the arm strength to make it work. First and 10 for the Cats. They're at their own 48. 58 seconds left in this first half. Remember, they got 2 timeouts if they decide to use them. Wildcats up 20-17 after a mixed extra point.
We could go 2 for 1 because we get the ball in the third quarter.
By, missed extra point by Juan Dominguez. It's been a rough couple of weeks for Dominguez. He missed a field goal last week, makes an extra point this week. Cam looking, throwing, shallow crosser. Huggins again. Only a 3-yard gain to the A&M 49. Right there to make the tackle was Preston Clendenin. And timeout Bethune-Cookman with 51 seconds to go. They tried to hit that cross to the other side of the field, but when you go to that other side of the field, Cam's now throwing across his body because he's a lefty.
And they had some leakage, too. You see Coach Woody kind of talking to the offensive line. He didn't give Cam time to wait for everything to clear. Cam checked down to the secondary receiver, and that was Huggins. He only picked up 3 yards, but right now the Cats are in control.
But I'll tell you what, even if we don't score here, it's good to prevent them to score, go in the half with the lead. As you said, get the ball first in the second half. And this is a Wildcats team that has not come here to roll over today.
No, not by your hair on your chinny chin, Michael.
There's a lot of hairs on my chinny chin. I mean, if you're watching the booth cam, you probably know that. I probably need a trim down there. All right, after the Wildcat timeout, they have 1 left. 51 seconds left to go in the first half, up 20-17. They're at the A&M 49-yard line going right to left in the all-black with gold helmets, gold numbers with a double gold stripe on the pants and shoulders.
Don't outsmart yourself right here.
Alabama
you want to get points.
Alabama A&M, white helmets, white jerseys, maroon pants, a double maroon shoulder yoke with maroon numbers for AAMU. From the 49, second down and 7 after the 3-yard gain on the first down. Bunch formation with 3 receivers in the pattern to the near side. Cam looks that way, throws that way on the screen, has Huggins at the 45. He makes a man miss to the 40 and gets out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
That's Jenkins.
Oh, sorry, Jenkins, not Huggins. They're right next to each other on my spotting chart. And usually that's Huggins' role, right? Jenkins, they fooled him because Jenkins went deep and Huggins went deep, and Jenkins was in the flat, uncovered. We
had a guy by the name of Eddie Poole from Belglaze, came from Rutgers because Jenkins caught a pass in every game, and he reminds me of Eddie Poole.
He's not the most targeted guy, but when he is, he'll catch that ball. First and 10 for the Cats. 44 seconds, clock stops on the first down at the 37-yard line of Alabama A&M. Snap to Cam with 3 receivers right. Cam looks that way, forced out of the pocket to his left. He's going to take off and run at the 40. Tries to set up a block and gets out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Just a gain of 4 on first down. But good to get out of bounds. Good recognition of the clock. Only 4 seconds came off.
And those big guys kind of huffing and puffing down there. It's a little humid here in Daytona Beach.
Oh, it is a miserable day out there. I said at the top of the broadcast, right? This is going to be a day to test your conditioning. It's hot. It's humid. It's about to start raining. It is miserable down. I was down there before the game. It feels like breathing through a straw down there.
Second down and 8 yards to go.
And that's 6. They got 4 on that first play. They're at the 35-yard line. They're still in that 3 receiver all to the right set. Watch that backside blitzing linebacker. Here they come. Cam quick over the middle. That pass is caught. Breaking a tackle is Huggins at the 30-yard line. Gets down to the 28. Very close to a first down. Looks like he's a half yard short. They're going to go quickly. Clock running 29 seconds. It's 3rd and short here. They can't spike the ball or it'll be 4th down. Clock running. They got 1 timeout. 23 seconds left. Now 22. Cam backs up into the shotgun. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle. Robinson met. Pushing the pile forward. And he got it. He got it. That was correction. That was Marquy Johnson. And his helmet came off. So now he's going to come out of the game. And Ali Scott Jr. is going to come in. First and 10. Sorry, no, he didn't get it. 4th and 1. Oh, he got it? They just were late moving the chains.
Oh, we got the first down.
I thought he got the first down, but they didn't move the chains.
You got to go for the end zone.
Oh,
right
and then they spiked it quick to stop the clock.
Oh, okay, that's
So now it's second down. 14 seconds left. The Wildcats will use their last timeout. I don't know why you would spike it to waste the down, though.
Yeah, you want to go. You want to go up top. You want to go downfield.
You have two. Well, here's the thing. Well, here's why I don't like calling a timeout there, because if you save the timeout, you get 2 shots downfield.
And you got to rush your field goal team on too.
Yeah. Now, if the ball dies in bounds, you got to scramble your field goal team out there. Now you don't have a timeout.
You're right. No, you're right.
You've already clocked.
We already spiked.
You already clocked the ball to call the timeout. So I think there might have been a miscommunication between Coach Woody and Cam. And Cam spiked the ball.
But did
Coach
Alabama
called
A&M call a timeout? Because we have 0 on the board.
Yeah, no, that was our timeout.
Okay, here we go.
All right, here we go. It's second down and 10. The Wildcats are at the A&M 27-yard line. 14 seconds left to go first half. Leading 20-17, looking for some insurance going into the break. Cam with Ali Scott Jr. on his right hip. 2 receivers right, single left. That's Lorenzo Jenkins. Cam, here comes the blitz. He throws the jump ball to the back corner of the end zone.
Touchdown!
One-on-one coverage in the back left corner of the end zone, and it's Ricky Shaw with his first Wildcat touchdown.
No, Ricky Shaw caught one against South Carolina State, didn't he?
No.
He didn't? Ricky Shaw.
What a throw by Cam in between 2 defenders in the back left corner of the end zone. That was a beauty.
Ricky Shaw, the transfer from Wofford. Beautiful catch. He wearing my number, too.
Oh, my goodness.
Cam has just been putting on a show, folks.
That may be the best throw I've ever seen Cam Ransom make.
To the right side, across his body, too.
That was ridiculous. Dominguez, who missed the last extra point, is on, and he kicks it, and this time it is good. And with 8 seconds left in the first half, the Wildcats take a 10-point lead, 27-17. And if you're listening to us on the radio, go to the BCU socials. Go now and watch that throw. It was ridiculous in double coverage.
Go to Instagram, bcuathletics.com on Instagram. You'll see a beautiful catch between 2 defenders.
And at BCU Gridiron on X as well. We'll be posting that highlight for sure.
And Miss Mary's cheering.
Shout out Mary's children.
Shout out Mary's children. Yeah. Wow.
So
that was incredible.
The offense has continued their momentum.
We scored over 90 points in 3 games.
7 plays, 63 yards on the scoring drive for the Wildcats, ending in a 22-yard passing touchdown to Ricky Shaw.
Alabama A&M is in shock right now. 8
seconds left. And this is the first time since they played Arkansas all the way back in week 1 that Alabama A&M has been majorly behind in a football game. Dominguez.
Wait, good kick out of the end zone.
Out of the end zone. So he can do it.
Yeah, he can do
it.
He
just hasn't been.
Yeah.
8 seconds left. Do you think Alabama A&M with 3 timeouts here does something tricky, or do they just kneel it out? But knowing that the Wildcats get the ball to start the second half.
Why not just take a knee and take your lickings and go in and come back the second half?
There's going to be a lot to recap on the statistical breakdown here in this first half.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, it's not as big of a crowd as we had last week against Edward Waters, but it's a good crowd.
I hope those folks at home listening, you can hear that the Cats are playing great football like they did last week. That's going to be the end of the first half.
The Bulldogs just kneel it out, and that is the end of the first half. It is Bethune-Cookman 27, Alabama A&M 17. The Wildcat fans are standing and applauding their team off the field.
You haven't seen this in 3 years.
For the first time in 4 years.
You be leading at halftime. Haven't seen nothing like this.
Quickly before we send it to our long halftime break, and we come back for our statistical breakdown around the SWAC and Sabrina's halftime segment. Your quick thoughts on a wild first half, because it went back and forth, and the Wildcats had the last punch.
I mentioned before the game, it's going to be a SWAC slugfest, and that's what we're seeing. You know, you've had turnovers by both teams. You've seen penalties by both teams. Both teams have kind of mirrored each other. I think the Wildcats have outplayed them because I think they're a little bit hungrier.
We're going to take about a 10-minute break here on the CatEye Radio Network. When we come back, it's Sabrina Petit-Holmes' halftime sideline report. It's the statistical breakdown of the first half and your Around the SWAC segment. At the halftime break, it's Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 27, Alabama A&M Bulldogs 17. You're listening to the flagship station for Bethune-Cookman University Sports, 1380 WELE Daytona Beach, and on the CatEye Radio Network. Welcome back to Daytona Stadium at Larry Kelly Field. It is a Wildcat atmosphere here at Daytona Stadium. First SWAC game of the year. We're just about 7.5 minutes away from the start of the second half. It's Wildcats 27, Alabama A&M Bulldogs 17. It's been an offensive shootout so far here in the first half. And to tell us a little bit more about what's been going on the sidelines, here is sideline reporter Sabrina Petit-Holmes. Sabrina?
It's Family Friends Day here at the Larry Kelly Stadium, and the energy is definitely high level. We talked about the Wildcats has been feeding off the energy. We talked about crowd control and keys to the game, and how important is it for the Wildcats to be able to feed off of that energy from, our viewers here, even on the sidelines as well. There's just been a sense of positivity, that's been out there. Even when Alabama's size up front was just noticeably large, BCU swung that momentum fast when Cam hit Javon Ross with an 80-yard touchdown. That was able to add that fuel to the fire of the energy that the Wildcats already came in with, even in the crowds as well, too. Even when Alabama A&M responded back, in the past, usually there's been a shift in energy where, sometimes we get down in the dumps, but lately these past games, there has been a sense of levelness between the Wildcats, keeping their spirits high, picking up their teammates when they're down. It's just so positive down there, even though it's very hot, mind you.
Yeah, no, tell me a little bit more about that, because we've seen, especially the offensive line and defensive line for Alabama A&M huffing and puffing a little bit.
Yeah.
I described it as kind of breathing through a straw a little bit. It's so humid, it's so hot, threat of rain as well.
Absolutely, and honestly, I just want to go ahead and say that conditioning is actually working, because I don't think I wasn't able to stand out there, but the fact that the Wildcats are playing at the level that they're playing today in this heat, and it even looks like it's about to rain, I don't think that is knocking them off their pivot for a little bit, and we are coming in as the underdog, so this is just giving them a little bit more energy to just keep doing what they're doing.
You talked about the positive energy on the sidelines, and the Wildcats didn't have it all their own way in the first half. Obviously, 2 interceptions thrown by Cam led to 2 Alabama A&M touchdowns. How did the sideline react to going down twice and eventually fighting back to take the lead?
Discipline. Honestly, I think that's the best word that I can describe it as. Usually, when things don't go your way, you get really sad or anything like that. But the Wildcats, it was focused. It was focus-driven. They were just ready for the next play. How can we recover from that, get back to where we are before, to make sure that we end this game out on a positive note? And I've been seeing this. It's not just this game. It was the game at Edward Waters, even Miami, and the game didn't even go our way. But on the sidelines, these past games that I've been here, it has been a level of focus that I have not seen from this team before.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. We'll hear from you at the end of the contest. Let's go around the SWAC. There are 5 other games going on today in the Southwestern Athletic Conference as conference play gets underway. 3 games later tonight. That's Grambling State at Prairie View, Jackson State and Southern, and Arkansas Pine Bluff at Alcorn State. Those games will not kick off before we're done here. They're all the way out in Central Time. And the game's going on right now. Texas Southern at Mississippi Valley State. They are just getting ready to kick off there in about 5 minutes. That game will kick off. And then the only other game that had a 3 p.m. start this afternoon, it's up in Tallahassee with Florida A&M and Alabama State. A massive game at the head of the Eastern Division. It's Alabama State 14, Florida A&M 6. The Rattlers behind at Bragg at the end of the first half. And Sabrina, while I've still got you here before the second half starts, I mean, Florida A&M, they hadn't, coming into the last home game last year, hadn't lost a home game in almost 4 years. When they lost to Mississippi Valley, they could drop 2 straight home games.
Yes, and honestly, it's a completely different team, and I think it's been like that throughout the entire SWAC. Something that we need to go ahead and get used to is the teams being changed consistently, especially when it comes to players, coaches, being able to mesh in such short period of time. Who's to say, it might look,
Still all to play for as the third quarter is about to start up there in Tallahassee. We will keep you apprised of everything going on up there throughout the second half. Let's get you through your first half statistical breakdown here in the first half of action. It's Bethune-Cookman 27, Alabama A&M 17. The Wildcats have 17 first downs to Alabama A&M's 10. 19 carries for 150 yards. That's 7.9 yards per carry for Bethune-Cookman. Coming into the game, the Wildcats rushed just 5.8 yards per total play at only 150 rushing yards per game. They've equaled that in the first half this afternoon. The Wildcats passing the ball, 14 receptions for 198 yards. Cam Ransom is 14 of 18 with 2 interceptions. So half of the incompletions that Cam has are interceptions. And I think what I've liked about Cam's performance today is after that first interception where he tried to do a little bit too much and just threw it into traffic, he's calmed down a bit, taking those checkdowns, taking the out routes to the sideline, and has done well under pressure because Alabama A&M has been sending 4, 5, 6 guys, including the linebackers.
You said something about, Cam and pressure. That's something that I've seen an improvement of this year compared to last year, especially when the defensive team is blitzing him. He's been able to stay in that pocket and make concisive passes to his teammates to, complete them and gain more yardages.
For Alabama A&M, they have 16 rushing attempts for 68 yards. That's 4.3 yards per carry, and 10 receptions for 165 yards. Eric Hadley, playing in place of Cornelius Brown at the quarterback spot, is 10 of 14 with 1 interception for 165 yards. Overall yards per play, the Wildcats are an astonishing 9.4. That's almost a first down every play. And Alabama A&M is still moving the ball very well, 7.7 yards per play. Turnovers have been a crazy story in this first half. The Wildcats have an interception and a fumble recovery, and Alabama A&M has 2 interceptions. So 2 turnovers apiece for these teams. But the Wildcats have immediately given up a touchdown to Alabama A&M after turning the ball over both times.
Yes.
Time of possession favors Alabama A&M because it was all Bulldogs in the first quarter because of those quick plays for the Wildcats, and the offense just didn't stay on the field very long. But it's only about a 20-second difference in time of possession. Third down efficiency, both teams very good. Alabama A&M 5 of 7. The Wildcats perfect on third down. And I'm going to give you the stat that I was too scared to mention at the top of the game. The Wildcats are one of the worst teams in the country on third down, completing just 30% of their third downs coming into the game. They are perfect in this first half. Sabrina, your final words before you hand it back to Daryl.
The Wildcats came in as the underdog, but they're definitely going to make a statement and protect their home. So we'll see how it turns out at the end of the game.
Thank you, Sabrina. We'll hear from you at the end of the contest. Well, remember, every dog has its day, and it might be the Wildcats' day, but we still have a whole half of football left to play here at Daytona Stadium as we get ready for the start of the second half. It's Bethune-Cookman 27, Alabama A&M 17. Put 15 minutes on the clock in the third quarter. Daryl is back with me. Daryl, oh boy, here we go. It might be a roller coaster ride these last 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy second half. We got to continue to keep the pressure on with our offense and continue to play the right things on defense. We got to get off the field on third down to create some opportunities for the offense and not let Alabama A&M drive. I want to say something about Sabrina. She was on my podcast this week, man. She's an awesome young lady, man.
Conan Littlefield is going to kick off for Alabama A&M right to left to start the second half. The kick is away. Marquy Johnson is backed up, and he'll let the ball bounce through the end zone for a touchback. Good decision by Marquy. The Wildcats haven't been great in the kick return game this season, and with Johnson and Ross back there, you'd think they'd be better, but it's a blocking thing, right?
It's a blocking thing. Plus, you played against some great kickers. University of Miami kicker was kicking the ball out of the back of the end zone.
He was kicking the ball into the first row stands.
Also, South Carolina State kicker was kicking the ball deep, too. So we haven't had that many opportunities to return.
And you're looking about Marquy Johnson, only 9 returns on the season coming into the game through 3 games. All right, it'll be Wildcat ball from their own 25-yard line, going left to right. They're in the all-black today with gold helmets, gold numbers, a double gold stripe on the shoulders and the pants.
And
Alabama A&M.
New formation, too.
Alabama A&M in the white helmets, white jerseys, maroon pants, maroon numbers with a white stripe on the shoulders. Maroon stripe on the shoulders. 1st and 10, 2 receivers stacked up each side, ball left hash. Cam, hands off Robinson, he loses 2 yards. The blocks just did not hold at all. And the nose tackle, Nick Glory, that's the 327-pounder from Deerfield Beach, wrapped up Robinson at the cramp. I don't know. a cramp on the first play of the second half when you've been
Coming out of the locker
been in
room.
the locker room and
Probably didn't want
getting orange slices and all that?
That looks like the captain, number 70.
Melvin Puckett, the sophomore out of Monarch High School. He's at right guard. The offensive line has been good today. It's been better than it has been, especially in the run game. That time they just didn't get anything and lost 2 yards on the first play from scrimmage. But again, the Wildcats have a 10-point lead. The Bulldogs can erase it like that because their offense can turn the corner.
You don't want to get conservative right here. You want to continue to press the ball down the field. Those passes that Cam was throwing in the first half, we got to continue to run those same plays because they're there.
Yeah, especially the flat routes. I love. My favorite play the Wildcats have run today is when they stack 3 receivers to one side. The outside man goes deep. The inside most receiver does a deep post, and the middle comes across. The slot receiver comes across, and those 2 receivers going deep outside of him draw the 2 defensive backs, leaving him one-on-one with a linebacker. Or if the linebacker blitzes, there's nobody there at all.
And we haven't seen that much this year. That's why I know we played vanilla the first few games, because now we're getting to see a lot. Everybody's touching the football. You're seeing.
So it's Travaris Hammond, the redshirt senior transfer from Missouri Valley College, limping off the field with cramp. Hopefully he gets himself back in the game.
6'3", 290 from Atlanta, Georgia.
Here we go. 2nd down and 12 after a 2-yard loss on first down. A handoff to Robinson. Now they'll go 3 receivers right, single left. Malik Huggins is the single receiver out to the wide side of the field on the far numbers. Cam in the gun. Takes the snap, 4-man rush. Runs out the back door, Cam at the 25 and dives forward to the 30-yard line. Gets 6 yards and sets up, 8 yards and sets up 3rd down and 4.
We're gonna get
had the 2 more for the 12. Oh, do you think holding?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like holding. It looked like he got out of the backfield a little bit too easy there. One of the things I didn't cover in the statistical recap of the first half was penalties. Wildcats 4 for 46. Alabama A&M 3 for 35. And so that's going to make it 2nd down and 20. They're going to call it on Tico Schultz. That's his 2nd penalty of the afternoon.
Now they're going to back us up. You don't want to get into.
So now it's 2nd and a way long. They'll spot us all the way back at the 14-yard line. Got to get to the 35 for a first down. So
now you got to go for the explosive plays. You know how Cam gets when he gets behind the sticks.
2nd and 23. Yeah, 2nd and 23. All the way back at their own 14-yard line. 3-by-1 the receivers. The handoff goes to Kamani Robinson. Has a hole up the middle. Gets met by the linebacking core at the 19-yard line. Gain of 5. And that'll set up 3rd down and 16. 3rd down and 16.
I don't want this to be a wasted opportunity. It's a 2-for-1 because we scored right before the half and we got the football back.
Yeah.
With the momentum.
3rd down and 16 yards to go from the 19-yard line. Cam back to pass, pressure in his face. He's going to step up and run at the 25, left side angling towards the 30. He's going to lower his shoulder and get pretty close to the first down of the 33-yard line, but needed the 35. He is 2 yards short.
That's Timmy McClain.
Was that McClain?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it was McClain. But now it's 4th and 2, and they're going to bring out the punting unit. Yeah, up 10 right at the start of the second half. No need to be overly
trying to see where Cam is.
Yeah. Do you think he maybe took a hit on that run where it was a penalty? He's holding his wrist all the way back by the training table.
Oh, okay, I see him.
Yeah, he's trying to work out something in his wrist. So this will be the first punt of the day for Max Tulin. He's going to punt from his own 20-yard line left to right. He gets it off. It's a spiraling kick at the 30-yard line. It's taken by Jordan Smith-Chambers running left to the 40 and out of bounds near the 45-yard line. We'll see where they spot the ball. Antoine Watts pushed him out of bounds. And before we get the first Alabama A&M drive of the second half, we'll get our first media timeout. So we'll take a break and be right back to the action here from Daytona Stadium. It's Wildcats 27, Bulldogs 17 on the CatEye Radio Network and 1380 WELE. Back at Daytona Stadium, it'll be the first possession of the second half for Alabama A&M after the Wildcats went 3 and out thanks to a couple of penalties. And we had a stoppage. And there was a flag thrown, but
they waved it off.
They didn't move the ball at all, so I guess they might have been a targeting call that they waved off. Anyway, I didn't see it, so we're just going to move past it. 1st and 10 for Alabama A&M at the 42-yard line of their own, going right to left in the white tops, maroon bottoms. Eric Hadley in at quarterback, replacing Cornelius Brown, who's out with a high ankle strain. Hadley pitches it left-hand side to Maurice Edwards. He hasn't been in the game much today, Edwards. And he goes off the right-hand side and gets about 5 yards.
Good tackle, though.
Oh, no, only 3.
Cats playing with a 10-point lead. Let's see how they fare.
Cornelius Bass made the tackle. 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7 for A&M from their own 45 going right to left. The Wildcats in the gold helmets, black jerseys, black pants, gold numbers with a gold trim. Hadley has 2 receivers to the wide side left, 1 to the near side right. He's back to pass. Pressure coming off the edge. He throws a slant, caught at the Wildcat 40, and all the way down to the Wildcat 31 is Frank Pierre before he's finally dragged down by Devin Gunter.
Another guy hurt.
Another Wildcat down behind the play. That's Timothy Gully, the defensive nose tackle. But that's another big play for Alabama A&M. If they get a touchdown right here, get back to a 3-point game, it's game on.
It's still game on. 10 points is nothing right here.
Especially with how explosive these offenses have been so far in this game. 27-17 our score, 11:45 to go.
And we've come out flat. You've been thinking you'd be up 10 at halftime. You come out jacked up. We come out flat on offense, and right now the defense right now giving up yardage. So I think we don't know how to play with any adversity. So let's try to see what the Cats can do here to hold them. They're almost in field goal range now.
There is no BC without you. Show your support for Bethune-Cookman Athletics by joining the Wildcat Champions Club today. Help us build a championship culture at Bethune-Cookman. You can donate and join at bcuathletics.com/championsclub. That's bcuathletics.com/championsclub. Support the Wildcats like never before. Bethune-Cookman Athletics has partnered with Influxer to bring you officially licensed, co-branded NIL merchandise featuring your favorite players' names and numbers. Proceeds from each purchase directly support Wildcat student athletes. Show your support for your favorite Wildcat today at bcuathletics.com/NIL merch. That's bcuathletics.com/NIL merch. If you want to support Javon Ross, he's had a great day, 2 touchdowns in the first half. You can go buy his jersey.
Yeah.
You can do that at bcuathletics.com/NIL merch. And Bethune-Cookman University Athletics is proud to announce the Hail Maroon and Gold Collective, a groundbreaking partnership with student-athlete NIL. Through the Hail Maroon and Gold Collective, the most passionate Wildcat fans and businesses can engage with Bethune-Cookman University Athletics and its student-athletes like never before and ensure our winning ways continue at BCU for years to come. Learn more today at bcuathletics.com/NIL. That's bcuathletics.com/NIL. So it'll be a 1st and 10 for Alabama A&M at the Wildcat 32-yard line going right to left just after we get to the end of this media timeout, which has about 30 seconds left. So what has to change, Daryl? You said we come out and look flat both sides of the ball. Offense took a costly penalty that denied us a 1st down. Now the defense gave up a big play.
We have to grow up. We're a young team. We got to know how to play with a lead. You got to keep pressure on teams. You can't let them, come from off your thumb. You get your thumb down on them at the halftime. Now you're letting them play, even with you here in the second half.
That was a 23-yard pass from Eric Hanley to Frank Pierre to set up this 1st and 10 for Alabama A&M at the BCU 32. Hadley in the gun. On his right hip is Maurice Edwards, the redshirt junior out of Gurnee, Illinois. They'll fake the pitch to him. Hadley going to go deep. One-on-one coverage on the far sideline into the end zone. Caught, touchdown. Diving catch by Frank Pierre, his 2nd long touchdown catch of the game. He is a weapon deep. He just out-sprinted Devin Gunter. My goodness.
Yeah, they were even at the goal line. He just went into another gear. Caught that ball diving into the end zone.
And just like that, it's 27-23. And on comes David Falk to attempt the extra point. If you missed the pregame show Couple of key Alabama A&M Bulldogs out today with injury. Victor Barbosa, their starting kicker, is one of them. So the freshman David Falk, who had never attempted a college field goal, is doing the kicking duties today. He is 1 for 1 on field goals, and now perfect on extra points as well, as it is 27-24 with 11 minutes and 31 seconds to go in the first half. And
we don't know how to play unless we're behind.
I think you said that a lot last year,
Yeah.
because the 2 games we won, we had to come from behind and win. So now it's let's see what the Wildcats do. Let's see if Cam comes back out.
The sense of urgency right here, because they have the momentum. We're early in the third quarter.
Or if Timmy McClain comes in at quarterback, if Cam's, we think wrist. I saw him favoring his wrist earlier.
I'm confident in what McClain can do. McClain can run the ball club. He started a couple of games, so he has great experience from Arkansas State.
Played the majority of games against FIU and Miami.
Cam doesn't even have his helmet, so I don't know if he's going back in or not.
Might be. Well, McClain is sitting down over there on the bench getting cooled off.
Now Cam got his helmet.
All right, we'll see after the kickoff who comes into the ball game. As Conan Litfield, who has been pressed into kickoff duties with the Barbosa injury, addresses the ball. It's really short, fielded by the up man at the 15-yard line, middle of the field, 20-25 through a crowd to the 31, and that's where the Wildcats will have it. Kamani Robinson was the up man there.
Got a fight going on the field.
Everybody goes back to the benches, no flags thrown. There's been some extracurriculars.
Yeah.
We've had some personal fouls as well for stuff after the play. I mean, these guys are getting after it. It's Timmy McClain, the redshirt senior from Sanford, Florida, transferred from Arkansas State, but before that, USF and UCF.
We got to answer that score. We got to answer that score with a score right here.
But
Timmy got to take us down.
Let's see how McClain looks after not playing for a game and a half, because he was pulled after the first half against South Carolina State. On the year, 310 yards, 67% completion percentage.
The play clock was out of order, so they're going to reset the play clock.
Three-star, originally out of Seminole High School. Timmy McClain. Play action to Robinson. Pocket collapses. McClain goes deep for Lorenzo Jenkins. One-on-one coverage. Jenkins makes the catch. Leaps over the defender at the 30-yard line of Alabama A&M, and a flag flies in the backfield.
They're going to call it on us.
Oh, no. Another penalty negates a massive play. Oh, defense. Personal foul on the defense. I was not expecting that. Kylon Roberts, the defensive end, gets called for a personal foul.
Okay, he was talking to the Bethune-Cookman guy. The referee was talking to our guy like he did something wrong.
Hey, that's another highlight that you're going to have to go watch on our socials, because that catch from Lorenzo Jenkins was nuts. Just climbed the ladder over Montrell Campbell.
Should they add yardage? Yeah, they got to add some
And they're going to add the yards to it.
We got to answer that with a touchdown.
So Jenkins made the catch at the 30. They're going to move the ball all the way to the 15-yard line. That's a 15-yard penalty into the red zone.
Another blow to the quarterback's head.
Yeah.
They called that.
I guess if you call it, got to call it both ways. All right, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the 15-yard line of Alabama A&M, attacking the end zone to listeners right. 11 minutes to go, third quarter. Wildcats on a 3-point lead. McClain dropped the snap. He picks it up and runs to the left, and he's going to squirt away from a tackle, put his head down into the pile, move it down towards the 10, and all the way down to the 8 yard. He got 8 yards out of that.
Broken play.
And now here comes Cam. Yeah, the snap, McClain wasn't ready for the snap. He picked it up, rolled left, juked back to the light. 2 A&M defenders ran into each other, and then he just pushed the pile.
We need to answer that with a touchdown.
Great improvisation. Cam Ransom now back in the game. 7 yards officially on the run. 2nd down now from inside the 10-yard line. Clap, snap. Cam hands the ball off. Ali Scott Jr. squirts through, and there's a touchdown, Bethune-Cookman. Touchdown, maroon and gold. Ali Scott untouched for 6.
Ali Scott from Powder Springs, Georgia, He's a transfer from Ole Miss. He's a former Rebel getting the opportunity to play this afternoon. He's a 5'10", 220-pound running back. Ali Scott for the touchdown.
And I'll tell you what made that play. He was one-on-one with the linebacker in the hole, stuck his left foot in the ground and changed direction, and the linebacker grabbed it at air.
He's a kid that started out in the NAIA with Grandview, went to Ole Miss. Now he's with the Wildcats. Kick is up. And the kick is
good. The Wildcats respond immediately. 10 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's Wildcats 34, Bulldogs 24. Hang on to your hats, folks. We could be putting up a basketball score here today.
Hey, I told you before the game that, we got to continue to keep the pressure on. This is a learning experience for this young football team, to play with the lead. We saw last year we played with a big lead against Clark Atlanta, then we let them come back. We played with a lead at Mississippi Valley, and we barely held on. So there's an opportunity for these kids to grow up in a SWAT contest, and you're playing the #1 team in the East Division right now.
We'll be back in 90 seconds. This is Bethune-Cookman University football on the CatEye Radio Network and 1380 WELA. Back at Daytona Stadium, the Wildcats take their 2-score advantage back again after a 3-play, 69-yard drive, taking 1 minute and 7 seconds off the clock, culminating in a 13-yard touchdown run for Ali Scott Jr., his first rushing touchdown of the season and second touchdown overall. I'm Michael Cirillo, and Daryl Natil's alongside me, and this is a heavyweight boxing match. We're just going punch for punch here, Daryl.
I got pay-per-view at the house for free, so I can watch this one, man. This is the greatest fight I've seen this year. Good to see a good SWAT contest like this with Alabama A&M.
Let's check in on our friends in Tallahassee. Ooh, it's Alabama State 21, Florida A&M 6, halfway through the third quarter up there. That's the only other SWAT game going on right now. Texas Southern at Mississippi Valley, Alcorn State at Pine Bluff, Jackson State at Southern, and Grambling State and Prairie View all later tonight.
Man, he started a new home winning streak last week. They're going to get it broken again.
Juan Dominguez puts the kick in the air, angling towards the far sideline, fielded the 5-yard line by Caden Dixon. He's got a head of speed at the 20, the 25, the 30, bouncing off of tackles at the 35 near the 40, and finally ripped down at the 21-yard line. The Wildcat sideline is calling for a flag that never comes in, and it's going to be good field position for Alabama A&M at the 42-yard line.
They're not going away. I'm going to tell you now, they're going to play to the last whistle. This is the tough ball club. They've always played tough, and they have a great program up there in Huntsville.
And remember, they're playing with the backup quarterback today, Eric Hadley, because Cornelius Brown still nursing that high ankle sprain that he picked up against Tennessee State 2 weeks ago. Hadley played the entirety of last week's game against Lane College. All right, here we go. Wildcats on defense, spot the ball at the 41-yard line for Alabama A&M, going right to left. 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Wildcats up 10, 34-24. Snap to Hadley. Delays the handoff. Wide open space up the middle for Colton Nero. He gets 8 yards before he's even touched.
Anytime they run that play off the left side, every team has run that play has gotten yardage on it, and it started with FIU.
Correction, I got the spot wrong. That was a 6-yard carry up to the 47-yard line, second down and 4. And check that. That was Noquenquo on the on the carry as well. Nkonkwo is still back there at running back. He's going to get the carry again. Reverse field in the middle, pushing forward. He's going to be close to the first down yard marker. He's going to get right at the midfield stripe, 1 yard shy of the line to gain. The Wildcats gang tackling led by Jaden Davis.
Maybe go with the third down.
Well, it's 3rd and 1, so
should be manageable for them.
Alabama A&M today has been excellent on 3rd down, 5 of 7.
Don't get lulled to sleep.
They'll just run the ball again with Nkonkwo. He's going to push forward and get it to the 47-yard line of BTU, and it's going to be first down Alabama A&M. Now 6 of 8 for Alabama A&M on first down today. Although the Wildcats are perfect on, I've missed 1 third down. That was the one where they were backed up on 3rd and 14.
Whoever has the ball last in this game could be the winner.
It's important to maintain that 2-score advantage, right?
Yeah,
because of that very fact.
Yeah, we got to keep scoring. We got to keep matching them.
1st and 10 for the visitors. 8:37 to go in the 3rd quarter. They're on the Wildcat side of the field, the 47-yard line. Handoff again. Nkonkwo. This time he gets nothing. Just 1 yard gain up to the 46. A.J. Hall in there on the tackle. I saw Lassiter in there as well. A.J. Hall has been pretty much neutralized throughout this entire game, as has pretty much the entirety of the BCU defensive line. Cornelius Bass has been playing the best up there.
These kids are growing up right before our eyes. I've mentioned that before. They're playing well on the front.
You said that, again, the Grambling State game last year where the Wildcats scored 24 straight points in the second half to come back and win. 2nd down and 9 from the Wildcat 46-yard line. It is going to be a pass for Eric Hadley. He steps into the pocket and throws it incomplete. Hit as he was letting the ball go by, Jeremy Greaves. I thought it was A.J. Hall, but it's Jeremy Greaves.
Jeremy Greaves. I call him little Ray Lewis. He looks just like Ray Lewis.
Well, interestingly enough, he's not sitting in the middle. He's coming up and being almost a 4th down lineman in a 3-4 look, sometimes out of the jack linebacker spot.
Big play right here.
3rd down and 9 after the incomplete pass for Eric Hadley.
This could be 4-down territory.
Potentially at the Wildcat 46-yard line.
Watch the explosive plays on the outside.
On 3rd down, they have gotten a lot of explosive plays. Snap to Hadley with 3 receivers to aim at. He's going to stand in the pocket, throw across the middle of the field, caught at the 45, at the 30. Coming up the middle of the field to the 20-yard line, and it's a big first down for Alabama A&M. Jordan Chambers-Smith. Another 3rd down, another long 3rd down conversion for Alabama A&M, and they're in the red zone at the 19-yard line.
They found a spot.
We have not been able to get off the field on 3rd down. It's unbelievable. Quick snap, handoff middle, Morrow. Nothing doing there, just a 1 yard gain to the 18. When they do that delayed handoff and run strong side, the Wildcats are there. When they run weak side with that delayed handoff, that's when they're getting the big plays.
You want to hold them to 3 here. Got to hold them to 3. And you continue to score 7.
Yeah, 2nd down and 9 for Alabama A&M at the Bethune-Cookman 18-yard line. 3 receivers all to the near side, 1 to the far side.
You're going to go up top to the right side.
One-on-one coverage out there. Hadley rolls left, throws in the slot. He's going to catch made at the 10-yard line, and running out of bounds on the near side is Miles Parker.
Picked up the first down.
Very close to a first down at the 9-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. Now it's 3rd and 1. So they needed the 9. They got to the 10. So 3rd and 1 here. And then they bring in the big package. They bring in Donovan Price, the 6'2", 226 tight end, to help block to Alabama A&M. Wildcats change their defensive front 3. Ryan Morrow, the sophomore from Maplesville, Alabama, remains in there at running back. They've got 2 wideouts stretched to the right-hand side as well. Hard count from Hadley. He'll walk to the front and bark new instructions to his receivers. The handoff goes to Morrow, running strong side left. He's going to bounce off a tackler and get to the 4-yard line for a first down and goal for Alabama A&M.
He ran over one of our linebackers. Number 15 stuck up in there.
That was Antoine Watts.
Watts, yeah.
5.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter, and the 10-point lead for the Wildcats looks set to disappear again as it's 1st and goal from the 5 for the Bulldogs, and they maintain Ryan Morrow in there at running back. Still 2 wide receivers to the right-hand side of the formation. Double tight ends stacked up to the left. Wildcats show 8 men in the box and go man on man. Morrow, handoff, cut back across the middle, diving for the goal line. He's going to be a yard short at the 1-yard line. The Wildcats look to string Morrow out towards the near sideline, but he put his foot in the ground and cut back through the grain. And now it's 2nd and goal from the 1, and Alabama A&M are supremely favored to score here as they bring the big guys into the ball game. I'm talking like Ramir Lewis, 6'7", 340.
They got number 99 at fullback.
Yeah. Tyquez Richardson, 6'5", 330. That's a couple of the guys they've got up there. B.J. McSenna, 6'2", 283. Some big guys. They're in I formation here. 2nd and goal from the 1. Handoff, Morrow, right-hand dive, and didn't get there. The Wildcats stacked him up. Malik Stinnett was in there. Naimm Lacer was also in there. Lawan Lurie Jr. combined to make the stop, and now it's 3rd down and goal from the 1. They keep that same heavy set package in there, Alabama A&M. I wouldn't say to not just run that play again.
Quarterback keeper.
Are they going to do the tush push here?
Yeah, here we go.
Well, no, they go back up in the power I formation. They hand the ball off. No, Hadley keeps, throws back in the end zone. Touchdown. Alabama A&M on a stretch play to the far side. It's the tight end, Trevonte Abner, his 3rd TD of the year. That was a great play by the Bulldogs. Everybody was thinking run up the middle. Play action, pulled it, rolled it, and just floated it to his big 6'2" tight end to the back of the end zone. And once again, it's an extra point away from being a 3-point game with 3:44 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Shootout here in Daytona Beach.
Extra point from the kicker, David Falk. Looked like it got tipped, but it did go through. And it is Wildcats 34, Bulldogs 31 with 3:44 to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break, and the Wildcats will be on the ball when we come back. This is BCU Athletics on the CatEye Network and 1380 WELE. Well, the back and forth action continues here at Daytona Stadium. Alabama A&M takes a 12-play, 59-yard drive in 6 minutes and 25 seconds and scores a 1-yard passing touchdown from Eric Hadley to Trevonte Abner. Coming in relief of Cornelius Brown today, Eric Hadley is 15 of 20, 75% completion, 256 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, has been sacked twice. A really solid performance from a redshirt freshman who was supposed to be the backup behind Cornelius Brown. Of course, Brown out with that high ankle sprain. But there's so much pressure. We talked about it during the break, Daryl, on the Wildcat offense right now to match them score for score. Because the defense, they're not playing that well right now.
You're right. The defense kind of on their heels on 3rd down.
We may have to put a 50-burger up to win this game.
Absolutely. We got to match it again.
Right now it's Wildcats 34, Bulldogs 31, 3 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the first and the third quarter. It's a short kick, and it's caught at the 20-yard line by Ali Scott Jr., and Marquy Johnson just ran straight into the back of him and knocked him over. So the Wildcats will have it at the 20. Luckily, Robinson didn't drop the ball.
I think they had a seam, too. He had a seam to run in.
My goodness.
We got to match it right here. Come on, Cam.
We know that short pass is coming, right? Or that short kickoff is coming, and it's still letting it unsettle us. All right, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They're at their own 20-yard line. Cam Ransom back in at quarterback after Timmy McClain orchestrated most of the last drive. Three receivers, all to Cam's right. They'll run around the left-hand side with Marquy Johnson. Jump cut, get upfield to the far hash marks, pick up 3 yards.
Good-looking run.
To the 23-yard line.
He break through that right there. Turn the speed on.
Marquy Johnson is a guy where if he has a lane, he's going to put you in his rearview mirrors, but he's not the biggest guy. 5'8", 185. If he gets hit, he's more than likely going down. 2nd and 7 after the 3-yard run. Play action. Cam looking, throwing deep. Near sideline looking for Ross, and Ross couldn't find it. It was thrown just a little bit behind him. He had space against his man, Anthony Fieldings, but he just couldn't turn around in time to find the football, and it's 3rd down and 7.
This is a huge play right here, folks. We got to pick up this 1st down. Alabama A&M has some momentum on their offense, and we're back inside the 30-yard line.
3rd down and 7 from the 23. Wildcats trying not to give all the momentum back to Alabama A&M. Cam takes off, has a lane up the middle, 25-30, one man to beat. He's tripped up at the 40-yard line. Ball comes out. They say he's down at the 37-yard line, but a QB draw for Cam Ransom and a 1st down for Bethune-Cookman on 3rd and 7.
Good read that time because they had locked up their receivers. There was nobody downfield. He just went up the middle for the 1st down.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They'll move the ball past the 35 to the 37-yard line. Wildcats going left to right in what remains of this 3rd quarter. Just 2.5 left in it. Clock running with a 34-31 lead over Alabama A&M in a game that has had a little bit of everything here to start SWAC conference play. 3 receivers right, single left for Cam on 1st and 10. He's going to hand the ball off to Marquy Johnson. No, he's going to pull it, throw to Malik Huggins on the near side, bounced it, yeah. Hey, he should have handed it off. Johnson had a lane to that far sideline. And it's 2nd down and 10. That's the first time I think we've seen Cam really make a poor throw.
He has a glove down on the right hand where he hurt his wrist, so. Or is that a tape job?
I think it's a combination of both. Well, got to get something here. 2nd down and 10 from the 37.
They can pass it anytime we want. Let's get a good play here.
Wide side of the field is empty. 3 receivers all to the near side right. Cam on the weak side, handoff to Johnson, looking for a lane. Cuts it upfield at the far side numbers.
Good run.
Tackled by Wyatt Wright after a gain of about 4. And it'll be 3rd down. Oh, they got 6 off of that. That was a better spot than I thought we were going to get. 3rd and 4, move the ball to the 44-yard line.
Big play again.
Yeah, every 3rd down is massive for the Wildcats here. 1:53 and counting. In the 3rd quarter, Wildcats lead by 3. 3 receivers right, single left, Cam in the gun. 4 down linemen, linebackers creep up. Here comes the blitz. They hand the ball off to Marquy Johnson, and he's stacked up, fighting for yards, and he's going to be 2 yards shy. Needed 4, got 2, up to the 46-yard line. I don't hate the call on.
He's going to go for it, too.
This is risky. 4th and 2 in your own territory, up 3 with 1:20 to go in the 3rd.
No, they're going to punt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to punt it. Wow.
I don't agree.
See, this is the thing I was talking about, the tit for tat. You know, they scored. We didn't score. They have the momentum, so they can come back. right now.
I don't agree with the run up the middle on
sure
third
don't
and
either.
4 because
Out of pass the football.
both outside linebackers blitzed. If you pull it and maybe find a crossing receiver in the middle wide open, I'm not sure you maybe had that much time, but Max Tulin on to punt from the 35, gets it away. A high spiral that is going to bounce and go to the end zone. Bounce
Now
at the
you got
5.
to play defense. You
Didn't-
got to play defense. now.
Didn't get the backwards bounce that he wanted, and here comes the Alabama A&M offense with all the momentum. They lead this third quarter 14-7. Alabama A&M won the first quarter 10-7. The Wildcats won the second quarter 20-7, and now Alabama A&M leads this third quarter 14-7, and they've got the ball at the 25-yard line with 42 seconds left to go in the third quarter. This has been the best football game we've played this year in terms of competitiveness. And the Wildcats have a not great history in close games over the last 4 years under Coach Woody.
We need the defense to step up right here now.
There's
Shut them down.
been a lot of heartbreakers. Can the Wildcats make a statement? 42 seconds to go in the third quarter with the Wildcats clinging to a 34-31 lead. Alabama A&M with the ball. Handoff, big hit in the backfield, but Morrow escapes. Still going, pushing the pile for 9 yards, 10 yards, 11 yards, 12 yards, all the way to the
stopped in the backfield.
32-yard line. He was stopped in the backfield and just kept going. 12-yard gain for Ryan Morrow.
You see the momentum now from the Alabama A&M kind of taking over.
Yeah.
You got to take it back.
First and 10 for Alabama A&M from their own 32 now. 16 seconds. They don't have to snap this. 3 receivers bunched to the left, single right. They will snap it. They'll run it with Morrow up the middle, squeaks through, tackled for a gain of about 5 or 6 at the 38-yard line. That's a 6-yard gain, brings up 2nd and 4, and we will get there at the start of the fourth quarter. Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 34, Alabama A&M Bulldogs 31. All to play for in the final 15 minutes. We'll have it for you when we come back on the flagship station for Wildcat Sports, 1380 WELE and the CatEye Radio Network. Back at Daytona Stadium, we get ready for the start of the fourth quarter. It's Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 34, Alabama A&M Bulldogs 31. It's been a great game of college football between these two teams today, and it's all about who can finish the drill, who will come out with the potential win here on the first day of conference play. Well, if you want more Wildcat football is back next week as the Wildcats travel to Alabama State. That's next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Watch all the action on SWAC TV or listen free at 1380 WLE or bcuathletics.com/radio. Of course, we'll be up there with the booth cam as well. And football next home game is October 11th. Take on the Jaguars of Southern University in another critical SWAC matchup. Get your tickets today at bcuathletics.com/tickets, or the action will be on SWAC TV or CatEye Radio on 1380 WELE as well. Volleyball is back tomorrow, the finale of our BCU triple header home weekend. They picked up a SWAC opening win last night over Mississippi Valley, but they got a tough test against Jackson State tomorrow at noon. Admission is always free at Moore Gymnasium, but if you can't make it, we'll be there with the CatEye Network broadcast as well.
I might stop through there. You know the Wildcat defense has been on the field an awful long time today, and you kind of see it wearing down on them right now. They're pounding the football. So it's got to hold on, Cats. We need another score on offense, too.
I'm trying to find time of possession on this chart that I was just handed. Time of possession is not that different. Alabama A&M 23 minutes, 16 seconds. Bethune-Cookman 21 minutes, 44 seconds. But it feels like.
But the first half, we stayed on the field a long time.
Yeah, it feels like it's way different. It'll be Alabama A&M football as we return to action. They'll have 2nd down and 4 after a 6-yard run by Ryan Morrow. After a 12-yard run by Morrow, the first play of the drive. He has taken over as the Bulldogs start to pound the ball here late.
It's going to take a fumble or a turnover to change the momentum. We feed off of big plays, so we need a big play somewhere.
Here we go. First play of the 4th quarter. Alabama A&M with the ball going left to right, have 2nd down and 4 from their own 37-yard line. Eric Hadley, who's played very well today at quarterback. Ryan Morrow didn't start the game, but has come in late at running back. He'll take the handoff. He's met in the backfield by A.J. Hall and dropped for a loss at 2.
The big guy from Rockledge slipped through there, got him in the backfield for a loss. But the play clock on this end is out. Play clock on the lake side is the only one we can see now. That's going to play a big part, too, for Alabama A&M.
Well, the Wildcats are going right to left on offense in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, that's just 3rd down again, too. So
3rd down and 5.
Off the field.
3rd down and 5 here.
Got to get off the field, Cats.
From the 36-yard line. Got to get to the 42 for a 1st down, Alabama A&M. Linebacker blitz. Hadley has the pass knocked away at the line of scrimmage by Timothy Gully. The Wildcats force only their 2nd 3rd down stop of the game and get off the field.
That's what we're asking for at the beginning of this drive, for the Cats to come up, somebody to make a play to change the momentum. So here's an opportunity now for the Cats to get the ball in good fielding position, and you got Ricky Ross, Rose, back
no,
deep.
that's Huggins back deep.
What else would he call himself, Ricky Ross?
Oh, Huggins calls himself Rick Ross.
He called himself Rick
and then we
Ross.
have Javon Ross, which doesn't make anything any less confusing.
It doesn't.
So on that play, Coach Woody talks a lot about matching hands on the defensive line. Match hand to the quarterback when he goes to throw the ball. That's exactly what Timothy Gully did, and he got the massive deflection.
Need a good return here.
Robert Cole on to punt for only the 2nd time today. The senior out of Coral Springs, Florida, transferred from Troy. But before that, played at New Mexico Military Institute at the junior college level.
Yeah, he's saying now the play clock's
won the junior college national championship with New Mexico Military in 2023. And last year at Troy, as his punt is going to land at the 30-yard line near side and roll out of bounds at around the 25.
You see what Huggins did?
He got out of the way.
He blocked his man out of bounds to keep him from getting hit with that ball.
Yeah. Robert Cole last year at Troy was all Sun Belt and 29th in all of college football in average hang time on his punts.
What makes him go to Alabama A&M then?
I don't know.
Troy, Alabama's not far.
It's down the road.
Yeah.
All right, Wildcat offense in a massive spot right here. They'll get the ball at their own 23-yard line. They'll go right to left of this 4th quarter. 14 minutes to go in the final frame, clinging to a 34-31 lead. They finally turn Alabama A&M over for it feels like the first time all day. Really, it's the 2nd time all day.
Time for a big explosive play, too.
Ransom back to pass. Pumps now rolls out to his left, tries to escape, turns upfield, and ducks out of bounds at the 25-yard line for a 3-yard gain. Not just a 2-yard gain.
It's a positive play.
Yeah. He was looking for Route 1 down the field to Huggins, but that wasn't open, so he just tucked it and ran.
Yeah, they're playing for the pass now. You just need to hit those short routes underneath like they're doing and just nickel it down the field.
Well, I'll tell you what, the far side corner is sitting closer. He's only given 5 yards of space instead of 10, is sitting on that crossing pattern, which he wasn't doing in the first half. Handoff, left-hand side, looking for a lane is Robinson. He's going to be barreled down, only a 3-yard gain of the 28-yard line, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Every 3rd down looms large for both teams in this ball game.
Yeah, and you don't want to give it up and flip the field either.
13 minutes left. Wildcats by 3, 3rd and 5 at their own 28.
That little push pass into the flats will work. Comes the blitz.
Snap to Cam. Here comes the blitz. Cam stands in, has his pass batted away at the line of scrimmage, and it's incomplete.
Gosh.
And that'll be a 3-and-out for the Wildcats.
He was open, too.
Yeah, Ross was open, but the pass was tipped by the on-rushing defender at the line of scrimmage. And that'll do it for this offensive series. The Wildcats have stuttered in this second half. Only 7 points after putting up 27 in the first half. And 14 points in the third quarter from Alabama A&M. They've got all the momentum right now, and they're going to flip the field. Max Tulin is back with his heels near his 10-yard line, getting ready to punt.
Need a great kick. You got the wind behind him. Great kick.
Yeah, the wind behind him by about 2 miles an hour. It's not very fast. It's very still down there.
Play call's working again.
And 2 and 1 and delay a game, which will back the Wildcats up farther.
They should have reset the play clock. They called it?
They called it. Jordan Smith-Chambers is now going to receive this punt. He's standing at his own 35-yard line. Alabama A&M's going to get great field position out of this.
Oh, it's a dog fight and a cat fight.
Mm-hmm. 12:50 to go. Wildcats by 3, but punting. Tulin hammers it down the middle of the field, caught at the 40 by Chambers. He's ushered out of bounds at the 42-yard line. No return for Jordan Smith-Chambers.
Great field position, too.
But great field position by Alabama A&M at the 42-yard line. We'll take a break and hope the Wildcat defense can handle Alabama A&M when we come back. This is BCU football on the CatEye Network and 1380 WELA.
Time. Defense got to do it again.
Back here at, I almost said Moore Gymnasium. That's what will be tomorrow for BCU volleyball. Back here at Larry Kelly Field, Daytona Stadium. It's Bethune-Cookman 34, Alabama A&M 31. 12 minutes, 42 seconds to go in the ball game, and Alabama A&M back out on the field after a 3-and-out by the Wildcat offense in really good field position. Alabama A&M going left to right at their own 42-yard line.
They're about to pound the football.
Alabama A&M has rushed for 110 yards today. The Wildcats 212. Two receivers stacked up tight to the formation each side. Ball right hash, man in motion to the left-hand side. Hadley looking middle, batted down again.
He caught his own
pass. He caught his own pass, and he's going to push forward for maybe a half yard back to the 42. That was wild. We get that stat reads, pass Hadley, catch Hadley, no gain. I thought that Isaiah Washburn might be about to pick that off as it rattled around in the backfield.
Let's make another play.
Well, it's like a 0-yard rush, so it's 2nd and 10.
That trips to that side.
That was Timothy Gully again. Who batted that pass down.
Playing excellent defense.
2-by-2. Now the receivers goes far side to make it a diamond on that side. Hadley throws middle, pass caught right at midfield for Alabama A&M. That'll be an 8-yard pickup. Fumble the ball. Fumble the ball. Wildcat ball. Or did they call him down? I think they called his forward progress stopped at the 50-yard line before the Wildcats ripped the ball out. Well, we've already had one controversial fumble go the Wildcats' way. I guess it's not good enough to ask for a second one here.
Let's take a look at it.
And the ruling on the field is Wildcat ball. Getting all of the appraisal is Montravius Lloyd, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Pitt. He ripped the ball out and fell on it.
See, we talked about the Cats playing off of momentum and playing off of turnovers. That's the way you flip the momentum. That's how we needed that to ignite ourselves. And now we got the ball at midfield. Now they're going to look at it.
They're going to look at it. It was very close, but I think that Miles Parker, who caught the pass, was still moving forward when Lloyd came in late and ripped the ball out. But we're going to see another look at it on the replay here. The throw, the catch right at the 50. When is that ball out? Lloyd rips it out as the receiver, who is not Parker, excuse me, the receiver is Abner, went to the ground. It's going to be very close here, Daryl, but I think that they called it Wildcat ball on the field.
Let's see what they call here.
So there's a lot of chatter going on here in the press boxes as we look at this.
Defense going back on the field.
Yeah, they're going to call it. So the Wildcats have had one fumble each way, controversial fumble each way, go against them after review. So it's an 8-yard gain for Alabama A&M right at the 50-yard line. 2nd down and 2 for the Bulldogs. They get lucky.
Yeah, they got lucky on that one. Come on, Cats, another big play.
3rd down and 2 here, right at the 50. Snap, handoff, middle, big hole, pushing forward to the 45 for a 1st down is Colton Nero on the run that time. All 4 Alabama A&M running backs have a 2 as part of their number, 20, 26, 32, and 24. So
got a fresh back coming in, 21.
Yeah, this is 21. We haven't seen him yet today. That's Caden Dixon, who is mostly a kick returner. Going to get his first chance in the backfield on the day. 1st and 10 for Alabama A&M. They're on the Wildcat side of the 50 at the 46-yard line. The official holds up play for the substitutions. Now he backs off. 11 minutes to go in the contest. Wildcats by 3. Hadley, back to pass, plenty of time. Throws middle. Almost intercepted. He threw it well behind his intended receiver deep down the middle. He was looking for Miles Parker.
He didn't have any rush either. Our guys are tired, dead tired.
He wrong-footed Antoine Watts, too, because he threw it behind. He threw that ball so far behind, it was behind the coverage man. Watts couldn't adjust his body to pick up the ball.
We didn't get any push on that either.
No, he had all day to throw. That's the longest that Hadley had to throw up there. Yeah, you're right. The Wildcat defense is tired. Been on the field a long time in this game. 2nd and 10 at the Wildcat 46 for Alabama A&M. 3, now 5 in the pattern. They'll go screen far side out of the backfield. Dixon tripped up for a gain of only 3 to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that play could have been dangerous. Good tackle there by
So that was 2-by-2 receivers, and then they motioned
a guy into the boundary.
Yeah, they motioned the receiver.
Here we go on 3rd down
Dixon.
again.
3rd down and 7 now.
Oh, God.
Alabama A&M in the ball game.
Come on, D.
10 of 13 on 3rd down. 3rd and 7 from the 42. Snap to Hadley. He looks, he throws, short over the middle, pass caught, and a tackle right at the 40-yard line. The pass was caught by Jarvis Davis. And Antoine Watts made the stop.
They're going to go for it.
And on 4th and 4 at the 40, they're going to go for it.
Big play here. Big play.
Bulldogs down 3, under 10 minutes to go, clock running, 20 seconds on the play clock. They haven't gotten set yet.
Watch
this
the
is
crossing
4th
route.
down and 4
Watch the crossing routes.
for Alabama A&M. Wildcat crowd trying to get behind their team here. 4th and 4, 2 receivers right, single left, man to the backfield, snap to Hadley. Here comes the blitz. Hadley throws over the middle, first down, wide open is Frank Pierre. He's to the 25, pushing through black jerseys all the way to the 20-yard line. Another big conversion for Alabama A&M, this time on 4th down. They brought both linebackers on the blitz, and the space in behind him was wide open.
Yeah, he just curled up behind the linebacker, wide open.
Now in the red zone, right at the 20-yard line for Alabama A&M. Down 3, the handoff stretch play to the left. Pushing forward to the 17-yard line, a 3-yard gain. Tackled by Hall. That was Nero. That was a 20-yard pass play to Frank Pierre, who's been the big play guy for Alabama A&M today. Nero stays in at the running back spot. 3-yard gain on 1st down, 2nd and 7.
Another big play we need right here, guys, to flip this thing.
Remember, the Wildcats had a fumble recovery overturned by replay earlier on this drive. Snap to Hadley. He rolls left, looking down the field, throws to the back of the end zone, wide open, but it's out of the bounds to the back of the end zone. There was nobody covering the receiver. Montrell Campbell, but thankfully for the Wildcats, Eric Hadley threw that one to the soccer goal line, 5 yards behind the end zone.
Another play here, big play to force the field goal.
3rd down and 7
Watch the crossing route.
for Alabama A&M in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
Playing too deep, come up on them.
There's only a single high safety for the Wildcats. Everybody else in man coverage. Now even Nick Rawls moves into close coverage. 3 receivers on the left-hand side, nobody on the right. 3rd down, Hadley looking to pass. Now the posture breaks down. He's going to run up the middle, has a lot of space. He slides down near the 10-yard line. He's going to be short at the 11-yard line, 1 yard shy. And I think they're going to go for this. 4th and 1. 4th and 1 at the 11. Got to get to the 10. Hadley stays up. It's Nero in the backfield. They're going to quickly set it up and go. And
they're calling timeout. They're calling timeout.
Alabama A&M coach Sam Shade wants to talk this over. It will be 4th and less than 1 after this timeout for Alabama A&M. We'll take it, too, with the Wildcats clinging to a 34-31 lead with 7:52 to go in the game. This is Bethune-Cookman University football on the CatEye Radio Network and 1380 WELE. Seven minutes and 54 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Bethune-Cookman 34, Alabama A&M 31. Alabama A&M with the ball. They have 4th and inches at the 11-yard line of the Wildcats. They need less than 1 to get it into 1st and goal territory.
And the kicker trying to fake us out. He's going off the field now.
Yeah, they had David Falk practicing kicks all throughout the timeout that was called by Alabama A&M. There's no way. We all set up here in the press box. There's no way they don't go for this. They're averaging 4 yards a carry.
Big play here, guys. I'll keep saying it all night.
Watch for the pull and the potential pass on play action. That's how they got the touchdown.
You got the big
make it
the big
34-31.
tackle in at fullback.
Well, Eric Hadley is in the gun. Colton Nero is to his right hip, single receiver each side, everybody else on the line, one tight end split each way. 4th and inches from the 11-yard line. Here's the snap. They'll pass it near side to the tight end who stretches for it.
He just got
barely got it. That's the same play they scored the touchdown on 4th and 1. Pulled the ball out, found the tight end in the flat, and they got 1 yard. That's all they needed to the 9-yard line. Now 1st and goal at the 9 for Alabama A&M, and they can open up the playbook a little bit. 7.5 to go. Alabama A&M has not led since 10-7 late in the first quarter. 7:17 on the clock, the snap. Hadley rolling left, looking towards the end zone. It is incomplete.
Oh, my goodness.
Out of bounds. Gabe White had his hands on the football, but his momentum carried him out the side of the end zone. Great play by White. He just couldn't keep his feet down.
Yeah, he was on the White when he got it.
2nd down and goal from the 9.
Come on, defense.
Crowd gets loud, trying to hold him to at least a field goal here. Wildcats a 3-point lead. 2nd and goal from the 9 for Alabama A&M. They bring both tight ends and stick them on the right-hand side of the offensive line. Nero bounces left tackle into the pile, gets 1 to the maybe 2 to the 7. 3rd and goal.
They're setting up something right here. They're going to fake it and go back to that tight end pass again.
I wouldn't be surprised because Trevante Abner already has a touchdown. He was the leading receiver for Alabama A&M coming into the game with 228 yards and 2 touchdowns before today's contest. 3rd and goal at the 7. It's Hadley with Nero in the backfield, 2 receivers left. Hadley looking, short crosser, caught at the 2 and pushed at the 2-yard line. He's going to be short. At the 1.5-yard line, Frank Pierre couldn't stretch it into the end zone. Now it's 4th and goal, and do you go for it here if you're Bama A&M to take the lead or just kick the tie?
They're going for it.
And they're going to review to see if he was...
Here come the kicker.
I wouldn't surprise me if they would review it here.
No, he didn't get over. He didn't get over.
I mean, to me, it looked like he didn't get in. What a great tackle by Antoine Watts, by the way, to save that touchdown.
Yeah. Antoine Watts corralled him just when he caught it. He didn't get a chance to stretch it over the goal line.
Yeah.
So it's 4th down. It's like an extra point, but the ball is off-center. It's off on the left hash.
The ball is on the left hash. Here comes the freshman David Falk, who had never kicked a college field goal before today.
What now?
He's perfect on the day. This is a 20-yard field goal from the left hash. With 6 minutes to go in the game, this would be to tie it at 34. Snap, hold, kick, good. And we are tied at 34 with 5 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the contest. New ball game, Daryl.
0-0 right now. It's all about which offense can generate a score here. You know, we saw a game like this against Southern in Baton Rouge last year. We went, 4 or 5 overtimes. And it's going to be a nail-biter,
Well,
folks.
that was a low-scoring defensive game. Because it was only...
15-15 or something.
Even after 5 overtimes, it was only, 21-15 at the end? Yeah. This is the high-scoring shootout we all wanted, 34-34 with 5:58 to go. Let's recap all your scoring plays from today. Alabama A&M started with the first collegiate field goal for David Falk at the 9:35 minute of the first quarter to make it 3-0. The Wildcats responded immediately 4 seconds later on the first play from scrimmage with a 79-yard completion to Javon Ross for his first collegiate touchdown. It was then 7-3 Bethune-Cookman. Then a long drive for Alabama A&M. Colton Nero rushed up the middle for 2 yards for a touchdown to make it 10-7 Alabama A&M. That was the end of the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, it was mostly BCU. Javon Ross on a double reverse for 41 yards went to the house, and that made it 14-10. Then Eric Handley completed a pass to Frank Pierre for 72 yards for a touchdown, the longest play for Alabama A&M on the day. That made it 17-14 Alabama A&M. Kamadi Robinson rushed for 24 yards up the middle for a touchdown with 1:24 to go in the first half, and then the extra point was missed. But then, after a turnover, the Wildcats struck right before the half with Cameron Ransom's pass complete to Ricky Shaw on a beautiful pass in the back of the end zone for 27 yards, and to make it 27-17 at halftime. But the second half has belonged to the Bulldogs. 11:45 in the third quarter. Eric Handley had another pass to Frank Pierre, 32 yards for a touchdown. That made it 27-24. The Wildcats responded with an Ollie Scott Jr. 8-yard touchdown run to make it 34-24. Then, right at the end of the third quarter, Alabama A&M, Eric Handley, pass complete to Trevante Abner for 1 yard. That was on 4th down and goal. They got it for a BCU touchdown, for an A&M touchdown, and then that made it 34-31. And right now, with 6 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, David Falk hit a 19-yard field goal to tie the game 34-34. And that is the summary of a wild afternoon here at Daytona Stadium. Quick before we get underway again, we're checking in on our brethren in Tallahassee. Oh, it's gotten worse up there. Start of the fourth quarter, Alabama State 28, Florida A&M 6. Wow. That one looking like it's going to go the way of the Hornets. Elsewhere, it's Mississippi Valley 10, Texas Southern nothing at the end of the first quarter. All other games start later tonight.
Cats with their hands team in. We need a long drive culminating in a touchdown.
The Wildcats have not fared well on these short kicks. This is a long kick. Marquy Johnson at the 2-yard line. Takes it middle of the field. Angles left. Has a lane. And spins forward to the 34-yard line. He was one tackle away from potentially going the distance. And Jordan Milton just knocked him down past the 35-yard line.
He had cleared the wall.
Yeah.
And he had a head of steam. He was tripped up at the 40. So we need a 5-minute drive for a touchdown.
34 all. Cam Ransom, Kamadi Robinson and company back to work. They'll spot the ball at their own 34. Wildcats going right to left of this fourth quarter in the all black with gold helmets, gold numbers, and gold trim. White helmets, white jerseys, maroon pants for Alabama A&M. Ransom the snap. Handoff Robinson trying to angle left-hand side, cuts upfield at the 40, dives forward to the 43-yard line for a 9-yard gain, close to a first down. They'll actually, do they give it to him or is he a half yard? They gave it to him. Exactly 10 yards to the 44.
Good run. He stayed in bounds, the clock running.
Alabama A&M 2 timeouts. Bethune-Cookman, one timeout. Bethune-Cookman 3 timeouts. That could loom large with 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this game.
Biggest drive of the season right here.
1st and 10 for BCU from their own 44-yard line. Cam in the gun with Robinson off his right hip. 3 receivers right, single left, 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers for Alabama A&M. Safety coming up. He's going to blitz. It's going to be a handoff to Robinson. He is hit by said safety, Keon Hadley Jr. Only a 3-yard gain past the 45 to the 47.
Positive yards, though.
Listen, from up here, I read that safety blitz all the way.
That's a tough little kid, man, that Robinson kid. He's not big, but he's quick.
From Sanford, Florida, won a state title with Mainland, then went back home to play for Seminole. And now here at BCU has been the standout running back on this really stacked running back room the Wildcats have. Javon Ross goes in motion, left to right pre-snap, 2nd and 7 for the Cats just past their own 45. Play action, Cam against the blitz, throws over the middle of pass, caught by Javon Robinson at the 45-yard line of Alabama A&M. First down, tackle made by Fieldings.
Javon Ross, excellent afternoon catching the football.
Yep, 2 touchdowns in the first half for Ross. 1 rushing, 1 passing. His first 2 college touchdowns now as a sophomore. First down, Bethune-Cookman, right at the 45-yard line of Alabama A&M. 4 minutes left to go and counting. They'll stack 2 receivers up, one each side, near the boundaries, ball left hash.
He need to back up. He's offsides. The receiver on down here.
Potentially, yeah, the potentially near side receiver might be offsides. We'll see. No flags. They're going to screen it to Lorenzo Jenkins on the near sideline. He bulldozes his way to the 38-yard line. That's a 7-yard pickup on first down.
The guy gave us a break because he was offsides.
Yeah, that was literally right in front of us. We're right at the 45-yard line here in the press box. They only give him 7 yards on that one.
It's okay. Let's run the clock and keep moving the football.
Under 4 minutes to go. Second down and 3 for the Wildcats from the Alabama A&M 38. 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers playing well off the line. Single high safety for Alabama A&M. 3 receivers look for the Cats. Tight end on the left side of the offensive line. Cam lets the play clock run down under 10, under 8. Now 5 seconds. He snaps it. He pitches it to Robinson off the left-hand side. He's going to pick up a first down inside the 35 and down to the 33-yard line, pushed out of bounds by Robert Iverson.
That's the play I like right there. That little shovel pass to the weak side, to the short side of the field. He has a blocker ahead of him. We can continue to run that.
First and 10 for the Wildcats at the 32-yard line. This drive started all the way back at the Wildcats' own 34.
2:40 to go in the game.
We have the 2-minute timeout. The Wildcats have 3 timeouts left. The Bulldogs have 1 timeout left.
And the clock runs down.
I agree. Let's keep running the ball. They have been good running the ball on this drive. Robinson on the right hip of Ransom. Bulldogs show pressure. They bring pressure. Robinson up the middle. Squirts to the right-hand side. Only gets 2 to the 30-yard line.
That's okay. We're setting up something. Because Cam would have kept that ball and went left. He'd have scored.
I don't agree. I think the other linebacker was spying Cam.
Okay. Clock running at 2 minutes.
That is the 2-minute timeout. 34-34. 2 minutes left. We take our final break of this afternoon's broadcast. When we come back, we'll take you through to the end of this game. It's sure to be an exciting one here. It's Wildcats 34, Bulldogs 34. You're listening to the flagship station for Bethune-Cookman University Athletics, 1380 WELE and the CatEye Radio Network. Two minutes left in what has been one of the more entertaining BCU football games that I've called. This is up there with the Southern game last year where the Wildcats fell in 5 overtimes. It is 34-34 at the 2-minute timeout here in the fourth quarter. The Wildcats have the ball in Alabama A&M territory. It'll be second down and 8 at the Alabama A&M 30-yard line. They bring in Ali Scott Jr. to be the running back here. They're a little bit more of a power back than Kamani Robinson is.
Keep it on the ground. Pass when you have to.
Need a good gain here on second and 8.
Come on, band.
The band's rocking. The crowd, what left are rocking. Some of the crowd left for fear of rain. It did spit a little bit at halftime, but it's cleared up now. Lots of movement for the Wildcats. Malik Huggins moves to the slot on the near side. That means all receivers are there. Here comes the linebacker blitz. Cam gets it away, caught by Huggins, crossing the near side. Going to be tackled at the 26, and brings up 3rd down and 3. Now 3rd down and 4.
It's okay. Run it to the right side, get down the middle, kick the field goal.
3rd and 4. 1.5 to go.
Make the first down.
Got to make the first down here. The Wildcats are at their 26. Got to get to the 22 for a first down.
Watch the blitz coming.
Ali Scott Jr. is the running back. Ross goes to the slot on the right-hand side of the formation. Here comes the blitz. Cam pitches it. Scott has an open lane. Gets through contact at the 40. 15, 10, 5. Spinning through contact. Diving for the pylon. He's in. He's in. He's in. Touchdown Bethune-Cookman. Touchdown Maroon and Gold. The Wildcats take the lead with 1:07 on the clock. A gutsy run by Ali Scott Jr.
Ali Scott Jr., the kid that transferred from NIA to Ole Miss, comes to BCU and scores a couple of touchdowns. The Cats up right now 40-34 with 1 minute and 7 seconds to go in the game.
My goodness.
That shovel pass, that pass to the weak side, I told you, we keep running it, it's there.
We'll talk about it in a second. Here's a massive extra point coming up from Juan Dominguez. He's already missed one today. That one is perfect. 41-34, 1:07 left. Let's talk about that run because the double linebacker blitz up the A-gap. Cam read it like clockwork, pitched it out, and there was nobody on that near sideline except the high safety, and Ali Scott just kept the legs moving and ran right through him.
We haven't seen that play until today, and like I said, we were a little vanilla, but that play has been crucial on 3rd down every time. We've got yardage and first downs off that play and a couple of touchdowns. Right now with 1 minute and 7 seconds to go, we got to play defense.
I'll tell you what, I have not seen this place rock like this.
I have not seen a 2-game winning streak in a while either.
Well, I haven't seen this place rock like this since before COVID.
And yeah.
I'll just let the crowd, the band speak for itself.
Go ahead.
Wildcats 41, Bulldogs 34. 1 minute and 7 seconds left. The Bulldogs have one timeout.
We got to play defense. We got to play smart.
Caden Dixon, who's been really good today on kickoff returns. 4 kickoff returns for 95 yards for Dixon today. Dominguez kicks it shallow. 2-yard line near hash for Dixon. He's going to be run down and dropped shy of the 20. What a tackle. Willie Anderson, my goodness.
You know, the special teamers, man, these guys are jacked up. You know, when we go to practice in the morning at 6 a.m., the first thing we practice is special teams.
Yep. It's going to have to be the length of the field for Alabama A&M.
1 minute exactly on the clock.
60 ticks to go.
This would be huge shock. This would be a shot through the swag if we can pull this off.
Here we go. Wildcats, 7-point lead, 60 ticks left. Alabama A&M with 1 timeout.
Got 2 safeties, two high safeties for the Cats.
Eric Hadley, the quarterback, the running back. My God, my hands are shaking through the binoculars. The running back is Dixon. Hadley throws near side on a check down, and
nowhere.
A great tackle.
Nothing stupid, guys. Let's go back and play defense.
Was that Thornhill? No, it was
Thornhill.
Jaden Cummings makes the tackle. Loss of 1.
They used their last time out.
So Hadley threw that pass. The middle was jammed up, nowhere to throw. He threw the check down out to the near side numbers. It was thrown well behind Pierre. He had to come back for the football, and that gave
that was a great tackle,
the defender enough time to break on the ball and make a great tackle. Yeah, that is, if you look up football tackle in the dictionary, it's that right there. Wrapped up, chest to chest, drag him down.
Come on, Cats. Let's do this thing.
2nd and 11, officially a loss of 1. Alabama A&M calls their final timeout with 49 seconds left in the contest. Here we go. Second down and 11 after the loss of 1. Alabama A&M back at their own 16-yard line. Snap, right, Hadley looking, throwing, near side, caught Pierre out of bounds near the first down marker depending on the spot. He's a yard short, 3rd and 1 at the 27. But again, you got to play coverage defense here. Nothing behind you. Keep it in front of you. 3rd down and 1. A&M doesn't dare run the ball here. Only 3 down linemen for the Wildcats. Snap, Hadley looking, throwing. It's the tight end on a crosser to the near side. It is caught by Abner. Got 2 yards, first down at the 31. 40 seconds to go, clock stops. Spot the ball right at the 30. 1st and 10 Bulldogs. Wildcats up 41-34, 40 seconds to go. 2-by-2 the receivers.
Don't let nobody get behind you.
I expect Alabama A&M to try and take the top off the defense here. Hadley pressured, shucks it up and shucks it out of bounds. Great job by Jeremy Greaves and Hall. Both beat their men and got back there to force the throwaway. 35 seconds left. Remember all the big plays that have happened in this game. Pierre, the Pierre 70-plus yard touchdown. Wildcats 40-yard touchdown. 80-yard touchdown to Javon Ross in the first quarter on the first play from scrimmage.
You don't want to see that.
This is
right
a
here.
big play type game. From their own 30, 2nd down and 10 for Alabama A&M. 35 seconds left. Hadley looking, throwing, middle, complete to Abner. He's in space at the 45-yard line, upended there. First down, 15 yards on the gain for Alabama A&M. They'll quickly run up to the ball. Clock temporarily stops on first down. It's 23 seconds to go, and they're going to have to stop it because the clock kept running. Or the clock was supposed to stop. They're going to reset it somewhere in the 35-second range here.
23 seconds.
No, it's because the clock kept running when it should have stopped on a first down.
No, they're not changing it.
We'll see.
2nd and 10.
No, first. They spiked it. They spiked it. Yeah, 2nd and 10. Alabama A&M at their own 45. 2 receivers right, single left, plus the tight end on the right-hand side. Hadley rolls left to avoid the pressure. Throws it into the flat, and it's incomplete. He threw it over Miles Parker's head and out of bounds. 3rd down and 10 now at the 45. 19 seconds to go. The pressure is boiling like a slow cooker.
I love to have some
And it's almost dinner
I love to
time.
have some oxtails right about now, or some bulldog tail or something.
3rd and 10 for Alabama A&M at their own 45. 19 seconds left.
Nothing big
Wildcats up 7, 41-34. Hadley, the redshirt freshman, looks, moves left, throws, out of bounds. The D-line of Bethune-Cookman is getting back there.
4th down.
There's an injury for A.J. Hall. Looks like he's cramping up on the far sideline. But again, I got to praise Hall. I got to praise Greaves. I got to praise Gully on that defensive line. They've been wrecking havoc in the backfield all day long. 4th down and the ball game.
Everybody's on their feet in the stadium right now. Okay, I forgot we were on.
4th down in the ball game. Everybody on their feet. 4th and 10 for Alabama A&M at their own 45-yard line, going left to right. 13 seconds left to go in the game. Wildcats by 7, 41-34. This is the game. They got to get to the plus 45 to continue it. Hadley looking, pressured, steps up, throws deep, caught at the 30-yard line. Oh, it's a big first down. 6 seconds left. Clock stops on a first down. It's the tight end, Abner, again. And now with 6 seconds left, they're going to run up and clock it and have a chance to throw for the end zone from the 30-yard line with 6 seconds to go.
You don't have any timeout, unless we call timeout.
No, the clock stops on a first down.
We call timeout.
Okay. The Wildcats called timeouts. 6 seconds left. It'll be at the 25-yard line of Bethune-Cookman. Do you take one shot at the end zone, or do you go quick?
You got to take a shot. With anything across the field, clock's going to run.
6 seconds left. The Wildcats, who are 1-8 in one-score games over the past 2 years. The only one they won was Grambling State on Senior Day here last year, where they came from 14 down in the second half. They have a chance to really turn the tables in the SWAC by upsetting one of the preseason Eastern Conference favorites here. They got to hold on for one more play. The redshirt freshman Eric Hadley only playing due to an injury for star quarterback Cornelius Brown.
Safety need to back up just a little bit. That's safety.
Here we go. 6 seconds left from the 25. Hadley, everybody's going to go deep. He throws it deep. One-on-one coverage it is. Knocked away. Knocked away. Clock at 0. This one belongs to the maroon and gold. Johnny Harris batted the ball down in one-on-one coverage in the end zone, and the Wildcats take the dub in conference opener.
This game right here just shocked the SWAC conference.
Hold on. They may be putting time back on the clock. They may be putting time back on the clock.
No. There's no time.
Sam Shade is talking to the white hat.
No.
The players all go to the middle of the
man.
field. I'm looking for a handshake between Woody and Shade. It hasn't happened yet. The referee's still talking. They're still they're going to put time back on the clock, and we're going to have to do it again.
Hold it. Let's
My goodness. The band's playing, the team is dancing, everybody's shaking hands, but they all got to go back. Alabama A&M players are headed toward the locker room. And everybody's being motioned back to the sidelines. The Wildcats thought they'd won the game. It looks like they will put time back on the clock.
Oh, my God. I can't believe that.
This would be the body blow of all body blows. The clock still says 0. After an incomplete pass to the back of the end zone, Johnny Harris batted the pass away intended for Frank Pierre. The Wildcats thought they'd won the game. The referees are still talking to both Coach Woody and Coach Shade, all in the middle of the field, but everybody's retreated back to their sidelines except the starters for the BCU defense who are still out there milling around the field. This would be wild.
This game is over.
Wildcats win the ball game.
The game is over. That's it, folks. Now,
Coach Pimpleton puts his hands in the air. Coach Woody shakes Sam Shade's hand, and now we can say it, that this one belongs to the maroon and gold. The Wildcats are 1-0 in the SWAC for the first time ever since moving to the conference in 2021.
This is for all the people who text me the last 2 weeks saying that we're not this, we're not that. I kept telling them to give these kids a chance to mature, give them an opportunity to play at our level, and we've seen this team score over 90 points, almost 100 points the last 3 weeks, guys.
The final score is Bethune-Cookman 41, Alabama A&M 34.
Shock the house, baby. Shock the house.
All right, Darryl, we got to compose ourselves. We got a post game to do.
You're right. But I gotta take my blood pressure pill to remind me.
All right. So, this last drive, the Wildcats thought they had them stopped. 4th and 10, a big 30-yard completion to the best receiver that Alabama A&M has. Trevante Abner set up the one-on-one matchup in the back of the end zone. Frank Pierre against Johnny Harris. Best receiver on best corner. And Harris got inside position, batted the ball away, and the Wildcats win the ball game. There, you're going to have to talk because my voice is about to give out here.
You know, we've seen these young kids, especially the secondary, you know, they in the third quarter against South Carolina State, we began to get out of that zone defense and began to play man-to-man. We saw the defensive line begin to put pressure. We saw our first 2 sacks of the season against South Carolina State. The last 2 weeks, I keep saying this, these kids have worked hard in practice. They continue to keep their nose to the plow, and we pulled off back-to-back victories for the first time since 2021. Back-to-back victories. The Cats are 1-0 in the SWAC. For all those people who be talking negative, keep following these Wildcats. We're going to Alabama State next week to play the #1 team in the East. We have an opportunity to put a shocker in them. Then we come home to play Southern. please come to this stadium and support these young kids.
As you like to say, the kids grew up today.
Kids grew up today, baby.
Your final score, Bethune-Cookman 41, Alabama A&M 34. The Wildcats, after scoring 27 points in the first half, only score 14 in the second. But, oh my goodness, the defense stepped up. They held the Bulldogs to only 3 points in the fourth quarter.
You know, the defense was on the field a lot in the first half, and it told in the third quarter. The first play of the third quarter, we had two guys cramp up, and we didn't play well in the third quarter. But as we saw the offense kind of matriculate down the field and get a defense some rest, we saw these guys dig deep into their gut and begin to put pressure. Our cornerbacks, I'm going to tell you, we have 3 kids who are all SWAC in the secondary. They've been playing that way the last 3 weeks.
Let's get you one quick around the SWAC before we break down the stats here. Alabama State is running away from Florida A&M 35-6.
Good.
With 4 minutes to go. They're going to win at Bragg. Mississippi Valley is up 17-7 against Texas Southern halfway through the second quarter. Watch that space, folks. And then later on tonight, of course, Jackson State at Southern and Grambling State and Prairie View. Yeah, leave it there. And both start in about half an hour. But we're going to focus back on Daytona Stadium where the Wildcats win 41-34. Here's your post-game statistical breakdown. First downs, Bethune-Cookman 25, Alabama A&M 22. Rushing attempts, 35 for the Wildcats, 259 rushing yards. That's 7.4 yards a carry. Darryl, we came into the game averaging 150 rushing yards per game. We ran for almost 300 yards today.
Yes, absolutely. We were saying, you know, we ran the ball well last week. We weren't going to run the ball like that against those big 300-pounders, but we began to wear them down. Our little small backs, we began to take that ball outside instead of trying to go up the middle. We got some speedy guys, and it paid off.
And I want to talk about the other way, right? Alabama A&M, 32 carries, 125 yards. That's 3.9 yards a carry. We came into the game allowing almost 200 yards per game on the ground. And before the Edward Waters game, we were allowing 200-plus yards per game on the ground. Hold them to 125, 3.9 yards per carry. A great job by the defensive front today.
I think the strategy that Coach Woody has played with the 3 years he's been here about saving some stuff, we saved some stuff this afternoon to show Alabama A&M that they were really off balance on some of the things that we did, especially on the defensive side. You know, our defensive backs can cover anybody, but our running backs played very well, and the offensive line. You got to give those guys credit again. Upset time.
In the receiving game, 18 receptions for Bethune-Cookman, 257 receiving yards. That's 14.3 yards per reception. We need to do better against the pass. We got picked apart in the secondary a little bit today. 27 receptions for Alabama A&M, 355
but they were nickel and
yards.
diming us.
13 yards of reception for Alabama A&M. Total plays, Wildcats 60 plays, 516 yards. Alabama A&M 73 plays, 480 yards. The Wildcats run off 8.6 yards per play.
That's incredible.
That's the big play offense right there.
Against the number 1 team in the East Division that they were. Now Alabama State is.
Yep. Yards per play, 6.5 for the Bulldogs. Penalties, Wildcats on the wrong side of it. 6 penalties for 61 yards for the Wildcats. 4 penalties, 50 yards for Alabama A&M. Time of possession, Alabama A&M 31 minutes, 59 seconds. Bethune-Cookman 28 minutes and 1 second. Here's the big thing. Coming into the fourth quarter, the Wildcats had only stopped Alabama A&M on third down once in the game. Alabama A&M finishes 11 of 18 on third down. And fourth down efficiency, the Wildcats never attempted a fourth down, and 3 for 3 on fourth down for Alabama A&M. Let's take a look at your individual stats. We'll get to Sabrina Petit-Home here in a second for your post-game sideline report. For Alabama A&M, Eric Handley playing in relief. He was not supposed to start today. Cornelius Brown was supposed to be the starter. He didn't play. Handley played well, 27 of 40, 67% completion. Threw 3 touchdowns, 1 interception for 355 yards and was sacked twice. In the receiving game, for Alabama A&M. Pierre was great. 6 receptions, 156 yards, 26 yards per reception, 2 touchdowns with a long of 72. Abner, 9 catches, 102 yards. He was their leading receiver coming into the game. 11.3 yards per carry and 1 touchdown with a long of 30. Parker, 3 catches, 33 yards. Maddox, 1 for 27. Chambers, 1 for 12. Everybody else had less than 10. Rushing the football, Wilkenku had 56 yards on 7 carries for 8 yards per carry. Morrow, he really picked us apart in the second half. Only had 26 yards, though, 2.9 yards per carry on 9 carries. Nero, 8 carries, 25 yards, and a touchdown. Handley, 6 carries, 16 yards when he scrambled a little bit. And Dixon, 1 carry for 3 yards. For defense for Alabama A&M, the tackles list looks like this. 3 players had 7 tackles. Brown had 7 tackles. Wright had 7 tackles. And Iverson had 7 tackles. 5 for Davis, 4 for each for Biambi and Wright. Only 1 tackle for loss for Alabama A&M in the game. That was Brown. And interceptions. 2 pass breakups for Alabama A&M. James and Iverson both had 1. The Alabama A&M had 2 interceptions. Roberts had 1, and Wright had 1. For Bethune-Cookman, Cam Ransom, 17 of 24, not his best performance. 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 217 yards with a long of 79. That was the first play of the game to Javon Ross. McClain came in, attempted 1 pass, completed it for 40 yards. So he came in relief when Cam was struggling with a little bit of a wrist injury and did what he had to do. Receiving, Javon Bun Ross finally had the breakout game, Sabrina, that I have wanted to see him for 2 years since he joined this program. 5 catches, 108 yards, a touchdown receiving, and 41 yards rushing and a touchdown. He did it all in this game. Lorenzo Jenkins, 5 catches, 75 yards. Ricky Shaw, 2 catches, 37 yards and a touchdown. Huggins didn't have a touchdown today, but he had 28 yards on 5 catches. He was the underneath threat when they needed him. Rushing the ball, Kamani Robinson, how good is this freshman, man? 15 carries, 84 yards, 5.2 yards a carry and a touchdown. Cam Ransom was great when he had to be 8 carries, 69 yards, and no touchdowns for him. Javon Ross, he had 1 carry for 41 yards on the reverse and a touchdown. Elise Scott Jr. was great today. 4 carries, 36 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground, including the game winner with a minute left in the 4th quarter. On defense for the Wildcats, they were flying to the football. Antoine Watts, 13 tackles. Naimm Lacer, 10 tackles. A.J. Hall, 8 tackles. Excuse me. Cornelius Bass, 6 tackles for loss. Hall, Lloyd, and Cummings each had 1. And sacks, Lloyd had 1 sack. Hall and Greaves each had a half a sack. The Wildcats did not give up a sack on the offensive side today. A lot of pass breakups for the Wildcats, 8 to be exact. Washburn, Watts, White, Stinnett, Greaves, and Tully each had 1, with White taking the only interception away. And the Wildcats did, of course, force that 1 fumble right at the end of the first half. Let's bring in Sabrina Petit home down on the sidelines. Sabrina, it must have been jubilation down there.
Oh, my goodness. Talk about Saturday Night Live. I don't think I've ever experienced this energy here at Larry Kelly Stadiums with the Wildcats, our fans, our family, the band, the sideline, the coaches. It was just extremely electrifying. You want to talk about electrifying coming off the first gate. We talked about this during the halftime, our halftime reports. Cam throwing an 80-yard pass. This is probably one of my play of the game because it set the tone on how the Wildcats wanted to finish the game. You know, it's amazing. It's incredible.
I don't know my play of the game, to be perfectly honest, because there were so many. I'm going to have to go back and watch the replay.
Kamani Robinson, you just talked about him, the fearless freshman. They demonstrated a sense of teamwork and resilience that the Wildcats have been searching for years on end. And I think they finally found that key. That missing puzzle that they were looking for has finally been placed. And it set the tone for the SWAC conference today.
I don't think I've seen a crowd this rowdy at a non-Florida Classic game for BCU since I've started working here. I'm sure that was a feeder for the team on the field.
Yes, being on the sidelines, you had some of the students who really, honestly, when I was trying to go up, they were trying to rush the field because, I don't know, the sense of legacy that we have here, our traditions that we have, it just kind of felt like it's been instilled at this game, you know, our win. And this is what we're looking for. They showed that they can compete with bigger and stronger opponents, you know. And if they can carry this this energy, this confidence into upcoming games, I think they're going to be, they can't underestimate them.
The fifth quarter is going on down
Yes,
below
it
us as the BCU band, the Alabama A&M band, train stand tunes back and forth. This is Michael Torello and Sabrina Petit home on the Wildcat postgame show, breaking down a 41-34 win for Bethune-Cookman over Alabama A&M to start SWAC conference play. This is like a weird feeling for me, right?
Yes.
Because I mentioned it right at the end of the game. 1-8 in one-score games over the past 2 years. They just haven't been able to finish close games, but today it happened, and there's a sense of relief around the stadium today.
They were tired, Mike. I think they were tired of, coming out under, and they had something to prove. I've been saying this, to make the statement, protect the house, and I think this is giving them that energy. Everett Waters sparked a fire under the Wildcats that we have not been able to see. We finally see that, and we're going to be able to carry this throughout the entire conferences, It's not going to be an easy conference, but they showed today that they're going to be able to work towards that, and nobody's going to be able to underestimate them.
There is fight in these Wildcats, and they showed it today. That'll do it for our production of Bethune-Cookman University football here on the CatEye Radio Network and 1380 WELE. The final score, Bethune-Cookman moves to 1-0 in the SWAC with a 41-34 win over Alabama A&M. For Sabrina Petit home on the sidelines, Daryl Natil alongside me and our entire CatEye Network crew here at Daytona Stadium. My name is Michael Torello. We'll see you next week when the Wildcats invade Hornet Country at Alabama State. And tomorrow afternoon, be there at the gym at 12 noon for Wildcat volleyball against Jackson State. We'll talk to you then. And as always, hail Wildcats.